back's backed up against the wall, and the bandwagon's falling right off. And you're hearing all the talk about maybe you should think about what you're gonna do if it don't work out. It ain't about if it makes sense, cause if the boot do it don't fit. As far as I can see, there ain't no way to be somebody if you just gon' quit. So if you gotta fight, don't lose it. If you gotta do it, die, dream, do it. If you got something to prove, go on, prove it. Don't let nobody clip your wings. Keep your head down, keep on the blinders. Tune out the doubters and all the close minders. If it's in your blood, falling down ain't enough to change you. You were born to be. Getting back up, that's the only backup plan you need.
Welcome back, Rico Moneybag, the channel helping you invest in yourself so we can invest in the future. Make sure you guys smash the like button, subscribe to the channel. Make sure the bell notification stays lit like that. You guys are not missing out for any future updates. Yes, fam, Bitcoin's price has slipped a little bit more. We're going to talk about that. Some of the stuff that I did tell you guys about, a couple days ago. So make sure that you guys do keep that bell notification lit like that. You guys can avoid a lot of the surprises in the market and, essentially the feelings in the market, right? So appreciate you guys all pulling up, man. We're going to jump right into this. Share my screen. If you guys can go on X and share this will be greatly appreciated, especially the XPX community. Big things going on behind the scenes for us. So make sure you guys stay tapped in. Keep that bell notification lit. We're going to talk about BTC. We're going to talk about some meme coins, your favorite plays. So get nice and comfortable. I just got my coffee nice and hot and made. So make sure you guys get yours and get settled in. We're going to let that thing cool off before we get burned and burn our taste buds away. So let's go ahead and make sure that we're live. I got a warning from StreamYard that essentially X is having a little bit of issues. So if you guys can, especially the XPX community, if you guys can come over here, repost this into XPX chat, share this, because like I said, there's some big things people should be paying attention to in the space. And X is having a little bit of trouble with what's going on over here as far as the stream's going live and whatnot like that. All right. Not everybody's being notified, just like the spaces. So it's really up to the community right now to get these things going really, really good. All you guys got to do is come over here to X, grab these links, post it in your guys' Telegram, share this stuff. And this is how we get more exposure on our favorite plays. But I do appreciate you guys pulling up. We got the overall crypto market cap, not the best of news for everybody. Obviously, it's slipping just a little bit more. We got the overall crypto market cap at $2.28 trillion market cap. We got BTC down 2% on the week. Ethereum's down quite a bit. We got XRP 3.6% up, but we're going to get into the actual technical analysis. We got BNB looking really good, kind of peaking back over, $600, which looks really good. Solana holding at, why does it say so? Okay, Solana holding at $81 right here. Trying to hold on pretty strong, doing some decent price action, up 1.75% on the week. But we're going to jump into Bitcoin's price actions right away. And then we're going to get into your guys' favorite meme coins. Of course, we'll talk about Yi, Clash, Pepe, XPX, the Bigtrout, and Manyu. These are some of the plays that I've seen on Deck Screener that are doing really good. We're going to check those out. And of course, those that are interested for the super stream, definitely hit me up for this Friday stream. There's some big things going on. XPX, we got a little bit early on this, but we got basically some more partnerships confirmed. So if you guys can, like I said, post this in the main XPX chat, have everybody rate it. Everybody was super active. Let's get active on this because obviously this is very important to the market. So let's jump right into BTC real quick. We're on this 1 hour chart. This is what we've been kind of paying attention to, this 1 hour and that 4 hour chart, really looking for that trade on the 4 hour, and here it goes, that 4 hour signal where I was kind of warning everybody that this thing can come a lot lower, right? And on the 1 hour chart is something that we've kind of highlighted the day before yesterday, as far as, this sell signal getting tested here. The sell signal got tested right here. It started to look like it was going to turn around some wicks, but at the end of the day, this sell signal stood completely valid the whole time. The markets are testing everybody. All right. The markets are pushing everybody to its limits. The shorts are what's printing the most when it comes to the market. So if you're looking to, print to this market, this is a perfect example of waiting for that trade, waiting for this short signal that I kind of been warning everybody about and been talking about for some days, that all this zone right here was going to be a lot of noise and a lot of chop. So let's go ahead and zoom in on this 4 hour chart, which I think is extremely bullish and shows you guys how sometimes in the markets, we have a lot of consolidation. We're inside of a chop zone and it might look good for a second and it's doing overall, somewhat, having some nice little upticks and whatnot. But this consolidation, these chop zones, a lot of times they have price, especially if the sentiment's not that good in the space. You'll see where this thing will peel back like this, right? And kind of continue to fall. And this is what I've been warning people for some days. I know it's not very popular, not what everybody wants to talk about, but it was this choppy zone that was going on right here. And basically, I've been telling you guys, just waiting for that sell signal on the 4-hour or a buy signal on the 4-hour chart to see if it could, turn into a runner on the daily chart. But what we have is a solid sell signal on the 4-hour chart, and we're eyeing some lower prices. I know that's not what the market overall wants to hear as far as these prices down here, coming down to this, 59K BTC, but it is real, right? And, we've been keeping a close eye on this. The other day, I mean, my days are mixed up because I didn't sleep for 24 hours, but this is a perfect example of, just waiting for your trade. This sell signal was right here, and it definitely got tested in this chop zone when it went up to touch this section right here, but then got flushed out and came a little bit lower, got tested again, trying to come up and peak up like if it was going to flip some buy signals, sell signals. But again, it just flipped right back down and went down to the downside. This is why I've been doing these live streams, fam. I know it's not what everybody wants to hear. Everybody wants me to say, hey, the markets are back automatically. Things are about to pump. But I'd rather you guys get better entries on these prices than, snatching up, if you're an investor very, very long-term, especially those XRP guys and people that are looking extremely long-term, I completely get that. But we cannot ignore, like this sell signal on the 1-hour chart. This buy signal right here was also valid. It also got tested because it got this buy signal right here, came all the way up, came back down, and there was profit made right here. And then that trade flipped, and then you got yourself a nice little runner on this 1-hour chart that actually confirmed what we were talking about on the 4-hour chart as far as this choppy zone most likely printing a sell signal and coming lower to possibly 60,000. Now, crypto's really weird. Nobody has the crystal ball. Nobody can predict, if there's a wick automatically and it shoots up to the top, or there's a wick that goes all the way down and comes down to this level. But I think it's important to highlight that, a couple days ago, and this is not what we want to be right about, right? It's not about being right or wrong. To some cases there is, right? Because you don't want to get wrecked, and you definitely want to be right about these things. But I was telling everybody, what's up, lower level, to be extremely cautious with the way the market was acting, how although all that price action on the lower time frames were looking bullish at times and they were peaking up, kind of going up, at the end of the day, this thing was trading sideways, right? So, okay, get in here. So this is that sell signal. If somebody's wondering, what it would look like, if it can go a lot lower, for sure, this thing can come a little bit lower down to the section. What would it look like? Well, this price right here, back over here, if it broke under 65K BTC and this 4-hour chart kept trading, and coming down to this section, what's up, Profit? My Profit Bear, this section right here, and it broke underneath this, to say that we're going to go down to 59K, although I know it's not popular to say in the space, it is something that's pretty realistic, right? And I know, fam, this is why I do this for you guys. And, I know the streams have not been like, the euphoric stream because, the markets are down and things like that, but we have to be able to look at the good, the bad, the ugly in these markets. So, day in, day out, you can stay in here. You can focus on building. Jesus Coin can stay focused on what it's doing. XPX can stay focused on what it's doing. Clash Picks can stay focused on, producing more marketing for Clash Picks. Yi Token, can get the community engagement up. Not to say that you guys can't make things happen, because trust me, XPX has a lot of things going on behind the scenes right now. We secured a bunch of domains for a reason, with that donation widget, we got something extremely powerful. I'm not going to sleep on being able to tap into a $40 billion market share. So a lot of work has been going into that. Shout out to XPX community. If you guys are up in here right now, I want you guys to be looking at this right here. And, like I said, I secured some domains for a reason. This is a perfect time for projects to be, looking to build, looking to expand their ecosystem. And that's something that I've been focused on, catching the shorts and essentially just stay focused on building, catching the shorts, staying focused on building, because the longs have not lived that long when it comes to what's going on in the market, right? You're seeing where these things are being tested back to back. And, I don't want to ignore these things. It would not feel right if, I was just telling you guys, hey, now it's time. But are you guys not glad or happy that you guys pulled up? Exactly. I'm hoping for a discount. We could probably see another discount. And we're going to get into that, into BTC's price action right now. And it's not popular. I want everybody's things to come true, but can we not just, say, hey, this is a valid downtrend. It's been valid, the whole time. There's going to be some tests where they pop up, but this thing came down. And actually, this is why this is not financial advice, because when we were checking this out on the 1 hour chart, this is the section that I was saying price was going to be drawn to, this lower value range, and it did. So if you would have placed a short up here and you would have rolled this wave down here, that would have been perfect. But you can see that nobody gets it all the way right. Sometimes you got to trust your chart, and shout out to Blunt, kind of do as you're told when it comes to this stuff, because it did go lower. And you can see how even coming down to this section where we suspected, and this is where a lot of times I would have been ready to take a long, and this is why I've been using this tool right here, because it has a dashboard to just make you stand there and be like, hey, hold the short, man. Hold the short. Don't go anywhere. Because even myself right here, and I'm sure a lot of people would have seen, okay, it came down to where price has been before, down to 66,600 and some change. And then we have this kind of like upticking where it looks like Bitcoin's going to turn around, and you see this section coming up here. We're at 68,000, really wanting to roll over that 70,000. But again, we came right back down and not only got to that price that we talked about a couple of days ago, but also a lot lower, down to 65,000. So I want to keep that in mind, that even, the most professional, there's a point where, yeah, you can call this price out, which we did, but it can even, go up, where a lot of people would think this is time to go long because, well, man, that was a nice short, and, that was, that's low enough. And most likely, you start seeing some green, and you're like, okay, well, that means that it's time for it to turn around. Negative, completely negative. And that's why I got this chart set up like this, where, yeah, it does show you the green candles, but they're the green candles, we zoom in extremely good. And this one's a good example. This wick right here, this one right here, this bounce off this lower value range. This is green candle, red candle, green candle. So it looks like it's ready to go back up. Now it's creating a higher low, green candle, green candle, green candle. It looks like that trend's reversing, but really these candles are just red. We're still inside of that downtrend. We're underneath the 50 moving average. We're, trying to break above that, but you can see how we never really broke above that 50 moving average. This is the 50 moving average right here. Whoop. And you can see all this trading, a little fake false breakout, all this trading was essentially underneath the 50 moving average, and it's still trading underneath the 50 moving average. So, like lower level, the bottom's not in just yet, right? And that's okay. There's going to be a lot of new launches that pop off. I've been talking to some people that are cooking some things up. So, I'll definitely, you guys tap in on the Money Bags Mansion. We could check some things out up in there, as far as for those who are looking for those new launches, looking to make something shake on the meme coin side of things. But as far as the overall market, like, fam, this stuff is still having some trouble right here, as far as in the direction that it's that everybody wants it to go. Now, if you're shorting it, you're looking really good. So if you see some prices pumping, I would, like I said before, zoom out, look at some higher time frames, because BTC still has quite a bit of work to do. It would have to get over this, 50 moving average, and you guys can see this downtrend is still confirmed. And I know everybody doesn't want to hear that, but that's just the truth, right? That's just what it is. So right now, BTC still in this downtrend, 4 hour sell signal, still confirmed right here. And I would be eyeing some prices that are a lot lower. And maybe, like I said, crypto's really wild. Crypto's pretty, extreme, and maybe some magical candle breaks it out of this, and we can trade into this gap and start heading towards this upper value range at around 77,000. I think that's what everybody's hoping for it to happen. Like, a nice little breakout into the 70s to kind of bring some of that excitement back. But we're just not seeing that even on the higher time frames. When we look at even just something as simple as the 50 moving average on this is the 50 right here. It's just been trading underneath that the whole time. So we want to, just, sit back and relax, build some things, take a page out of XPX. We're securing domains for a reason, especially after the donation widget. You guys don't want to miss out on this. I got some really, really cool looking domains. And we're going to kind of take the front stage as far as, providing some good things to the space. And that, these things take a little bit of time to build out. What's nice is the actual tools that it takes to build these things out. XPX has already built them out, right? So that's what the main thing that you should be focused on. And I'm sure a lot of you guys are focused on that. I'm sure you guys are in a lot of projects that are focusing on that, because currently price could probably go a little bit lower. There's a draw for price down to this lower level at 59,730. Yeah, there's going to be some early meme plays coming out. You know, some people have been talking to me. You know, everybody's just kind of waiting around, but there are some things cooking, fam. There are some things cooking because I know that's where we actually have fun. You know, when the markets are kind of boring, because those are the only things kind of popping off, and where you can make some crazy gains. So, fam, join the XPX token chat and also join the Moneybags Mansion chat because I'm very active up in there, and I'll be dropping some gems and some clues, man, for sure. But right now, lower level BTC price action 59,000. Let's call it 60,000. Breaks underneath that. It's going to go a little bit lower. The upper value range, if we can get some buy signals going and flip this thing, trade into this gap, the higher side is 77,000, right? That would be really nice going up to 77,000, but we're just not completely there just yet. Let's go to the next one, fam, and let me know what you guys are buying in the chat. Here goes Aster on the 4-hour chart. I would be looking to possibly short Aster very soon because it had a nice little run. You know, it did really good, and, you know, I missed this long, but look at this Aster trade, the way it's starting to look, you know, ready to almost peel this thing back and, you know, kind of turn right back around. The markets are more to the downside than anything. And, you know, if you missed a trade on a long or a short, don't feel bad. If you missed a short right here, okay, that's fine. Wait for your long over here and take this thing to the upside. If you missed the long right here and you're trading something else going up, well, that's fine. You're going to get a chance to possibly trade a short on Aster, trade into some of these gaps going into the downside, and possibly see some draw for price into the point of control at 62 cents or even lower down here to the lower value range and catch a fire short on at 51 cents because the shorts are moving a lot easier to trade. You can almost feel like you're like, it's just nice. You know, they just flow a lot easier. Right when you place your short, you're almost automatically right into, you know, profit and stuff, where a lot of the longs is like you could feel that the longs are fighting for their life, right? And you got to trust your chart. This is a perfect example, short right here. And, you know, the chart actually still went up, but place another short, you would have not lost on this, right? So sometimes you can see how, you know, you're going to have to trust your chart and really have a good strategy because you're going to be tested from these types of swings and things like that. So Aster, we're going to check this one out while we're looking at it right now, and we're on it. So Aster right now is looking like possibly a short going to pop up, but right here it still says hold long, still bullish. Right here, the volume is just low, and this can consolidate up here on this level and then break out and print another long signal and go a lot higher. I want you guys, the new thing to remember right now is that the markets don't go from short to long, from short to long. They actually at times go from short to short, you know, and that's something that's been helping me out, especially with the market going crazy like this. Here goes another example. Short, ignore this. Screw that. That has none of our business. Short. So this is proof that the markets at times does not go short, long. And some people can catch this, you know, and print a buy signal right here, catch that trade and print on it. Shout out to those people right now. I just rather kind of stay in these longer trades going this way. And sometimes the market just stays more short. And it's easier for me to ignore some of these chop zones now because it's short, chop, short. It actually went up, but short, choppy zone, and just get out of it right there. And right now, this is where we're at. We're actually on Aster right now. On the 4-hour chart, we're zoomed out. This is a chop zone. You know, once this gray line comes out right here, this is chop. So this is an easy place where you could have took some profits from this long and just started to ignore and starting to wait for your short signal. Let's go to the 1-hour chart, see if we can find that entry on the 1 hour. And here we go. We got this right here. We got a short signal on Aster on the 1-hour chart, and we have a massive gap that we can potentially trade into right here. Right, and come down to that 65 cents, which on the higher time frame would definitely print that short signal. If this broke this level right here on that 4-hour, we're going to get our short signal, and you're going to wish that you caught this trade. But this is what they look like. The sell signal is in right here on the 1-hour chart. Can you find that entry where it prints that, you know, where it matches up from 1 hour to 4 hour, another short signal? You can almost, you know, bet that it's going to go a little bit lower, right? So you see that 1-hour chart looking like it's ready to go a little bit lower. We've also seen where, you know, this can just go back into a chop and turn into a long. But right now, I would be looking for, you know, some lower levels, even on Aster, right? Because you can see how the sell signal on the 1-hour chart is valid. The buy signal on the 1-hour chart on Aster was valid. The sell signal on Aster on the 1-hour chart was valid. And this is another great example right here, from short, chop to short, right? So here we go again. Right? What's up, Leonard? We got look at US 100 chart at 23.9 support. It breaks. Oh boy. Okay, we'll check that out next. After we go through these tickers, we'll definitely check that out. Matter of fact, let's just put it up right now. I think that if you're looking to short Aster, you're looking kind of good right now. If you're rubbing your hands together and looking for a short on Aster, you're probably going to be right now, because this 1 hour is looking like a short. If you get that confirmation also on the 4 hour chart, I mean, what else would you want? What other signs would you want in the sky for you to be able to say, what's going on? What's your favorite stock? I think seeing my friend make a lot of money off of D Wade was absolutely amazing. So Quantum was like one of the best things that I saw, bro. I saw my friend make 7 figures last year, and that's why a lot of people say 2025 sucked, but it's like BTC hit all-time high. Solana, XRP, BNB, all these other things, some hit all-time high or almost hit all-time high. It's like even gold hit all-time high, right? So it's like you guys definitely want to catch that. And even like stocks like D Wade, gold, silver hitting all these all-time highs. A lot of people are like, oh my god, 2025 sucked and 2026 sucks, but there are some instances where you could have printed on these. So I think my favorite stock, just seeing it live myself, my friend snatch up 7 figures out of the market on D Wade, was QBTS, was absolutely amazing. Let's go to US 100. And then we'll see what's going on right here. Is it this one right here? This perpetual contract on L Bank you're trading it? Are you looking at something over here in the actual stock market? We go over here to, let's see what's this going on right here. We can't even get nothing on this. It's so new. This one right here, it's the chart doesn't have too much. Let's go down to another time frame. It's new. It's the chart's acting all funky, but it is on trading on L Bank. Okay, all right, bet. I was hoping. I was like, dude, this is not showing too much. Let's see. Okay, got you, brother. Got you. Let's go to that right now. Let's go to all right. Okay, let's go to the NASDAQ on this one right here. We could probably go to this too. All right, let's go to this. Let's go to the 4 hour. Let's be a little bit like zoomed out and stuff, like that's okay to be a little bit like zoomed out. It's not too bad to do that right now. I mean, it still hasn't printed a short signal. But it is looking like, it is in the section where it would print something like that. This is the daily chart. I'm just going to zoom out on this. And you're not wrong for waiting your turn on this thing. And, they're not perfect. Here goes your buy signal. You closed out. You got stopped out. Your buy signal. You got stopped out. So it is pretty choppy. Let's go down to a 4 hour chart. Maybe what you're trading right here. You got some signals right here. Sell signal looks like it's about to flip. I would look at this 4 hour chart more than anything if you're catching these trades, and look for 25 254, because there's some gaps that it can fill up in here on this volume profile. You got some small gaps here, you got some small gaps there, and price could definitely be drawn to these little points right here. And more importantly, it could definitely be drawn to 25,600, which is the point of control, which acts like a volume or like a magnet, and it'll draw price. Especially if you got gaps along the way, it's really easy for price to head in that direction. And then you got your upper value range at 25,819, but it is still working off a sell signal. If you could be patient, and right now you're technically in a chop zone because we got the gray out. If it could chop and flip this thing right there and do one of these dances and get up into this range, that would be pretty nice, because then we can see it getting into this gap, like I said, going to the point of control, maybe even going to this upper value range of 25,800. So I would be waiting, because it's in this chop zone. This chop zone, you can either choose to hold during that chop zone, or wait for the trend to flip, right? And I would be looking for it more to flip, because if you look at the daily candle, it's like every short or every time it's trying to go down, it just gets knocked out and goes right back up. So unless you go really far back into last year, right? So definitely don't want to do that. I would be looking for possibly the next possible long coming up, but it's going to be something you're going to be patient for on a 4 hour chart, trying to catch this trade. Something like this would look beautiful. Something like this is still okay. This one right here is good. You know, you got a lot of moments where this stuff is looking really good for anybody that's trading. Here goes another one. So I would be looking for another long trade on the NASDAQ right here, bro. All right, let's go through some more. We got Clash. What's up, man? No, I haven't covered Clash. We're going through the main tickers, fam. And then we're going to go to Clash and see what's up, the latest and greatest. Whatever you guys got, man, get the Clash fam in here. I mean, share the vibe, share the live, share the vibe, get everybody to pull up, and don't miss out, fam. All right, 4-hour chart on ETH. I mean, check this out. We saw this the other day. ETH had the sell signal before BTC on the 4-hour chart, and we can see that this is extremely still valid when it comes to possibly ETH coming down to these lower levels. So you can see this section right here where $1,800 ETH. I'm sure nobody's saying, hey, possibly not, and it's just going to have to break past these. You know, if it can break past these, it would definitely come down to 1,800. And you're seeing BTC print these sell signals. You're seeing, you know, on these higher time frames and even shorter time frames down to the 1 hour where it's still a sell signal. Let's go down to the 1 hour on ETH. We'll jump back to the 4 hour and see, like, you know, the potential where, you know, if it can turn around. But here we go. This sell signal right here, as scary as it was, because this is why I don't like trading ETH. This is the entry. You made money here. You're in profit, but you got tested there. It didn't flip it. You know, you're getting tested like crazy. But this is all chop. You know, at the end of the day, once you break into this section right here, this is why I really like this. Because the minute we got into this, you know, that we broke this red line, this trend line, and we started trading into this gray section, this is the part that I've been doing really good at ignoring. I'm over it. I don't want to hear it. I don't want to be a part of it. I don't care if you can, you know, if you caught the buy signal right here, which I know there was one, because you can see some nice green candles. It broke the 50 moving average, all that great stuff. But really, this was a choppy zone on this 1 hour chart. But this sell signal on the 1 hour could be potentially where this thing turns into a runner, because we still have that sell signal now on the 4 hour. And price could be drawn to this previous price over here, right? I'm not saying nothing too crazy. Yeah, we'll go to gold next. I'm not saying nothing too crazy where, like, you know, Ethereum coming down to 800. It's been here before, not too long ago. It was chilling over here. So to say that this sell signal is not valid, or that this type of, you know, sentiment is not valid, I would be very cautious trying to long the market right now, because the shorts are actually doing a lot better. More people are making money off of shorts right now than longs. And the market's changed. You know, that cliche of the trend is your friend. Right now, you got to hone in on that. Right now, that's got to be a real deal thing right now. All right. So ETH price on the 4 hour chart, I would look for this $1,800. If some way, some kind of magical, and crypto does this, right? Crypto 100% can make me shut up, and any quote unquote people who does this all the time can shut up and just print some kind of God candle will come out, right? But until then, we're just going to do as we're told. We're going to have to listen. We're going to be good boys and good girls. We're going to listen right now. The trend is still in this direction. So we're focused on building. Go short or lose your shorts. Okay. Gold, I'm in a put. Let's go right to your put right now, man. What are you trading? What are you using to trade gold, fam? I've been actually low key, high key. You know, we say these crazy things these days. Been wanting to kind of start trading gold because man, it's just been going really nice. So what price did you get in, if you don't mind me asking? I'm going to take a sip of this delicious coffee. I suggest you guys try some Coma coffee. It's Arabic coffee. Whoo, it's strong. Clash the like button. Oh my God, I love that one, man. Oh, that's a good one. Clash the like button. Oh, that one's good, bro. I like that. That one got me. I'm from India. Okay, shout out India in the house, man. Shout out India in the house, man. Okay, so right now, checking out short. And this is where, you know, some of these test our ability to stay almost like a statue, because, you know, this is an example of, you know, you could have placed this short and you could have said, you know what, I want to get out of it because we're in this choppy zone. But sometimes you can still hold, because if you look at this dashboard, which has helped me, and you look over here, it's still saying to hold the short. Yes, it's kind of bullish. Yes. But this is where a lot of people get chopped up, because essentially this is ugly, choppy zone. But what we're looking for is for this thing to flush down. And we're going to go down to a 1 hour chart and see exactly what's up. But you're not wrong for, wanting to hold this short still, right? You're in the negative side, underneath the MACD. You are in this choppy zone, and the markets, the way that they feel right now when they're in this chop zone, they don't tend to explode up after being in this chop zone, especially with the markets feeling really down and out, right? They usually explode to the downside because the euphoria is gone. Everybody's really cautious. Everybody's really like holding back. They're not trying to jump in right now. So let's go down to the 1 hour chart. Go a little bit degen on gold for a second. And this is probably where your put is feeling kind of scary for a second because you do got a buy signal on what was your entry, fam? What was your entry on gold? What's up, man? 3,200 gold is my low, the boat. What do you think? 3,200? 3,200, man. That's a beautiful entry price. If that's your entry price, I mean, or if that's how low you think, can you phrase that again? Looks like you're saying loaf, the boat. Oh, what's up, Wisconsin? Okay, what's up, Wisconsin, man? Big shout out to Wisconsin, man. I've been watching this YouTuber. We got a lot of family in the Midwest, but I've been watching this YouTuber that's moved to this spot in Mexico, and he's from Wisconsin. And it's just like, man, when you know how cold it is, okay, nice load. Okay, when you know how cold it is in the Midwest, and you see somebody who's lived there, and now they're all hanging out in Mexico, it looks really good. Shout out to Wisconsin, man. Packer fan here for sure. Okay, 5-minute time frame. We're gonna go straight to your degen mode on this gold chart, and then we're gonna go into 3,200 is my load, the boat zone for gold. Okay, we'll see if it can go that low. We're gonna check that out right now. We're gonna go degen mode for our friend in India. I appreciate everybody pulling up from everywhere. Let me know what part of Wisconsin, man. I've traveled that whole state. I've traveled the whole Midwest and the majority of all the states in the US actually. But let's go to the 5-minute chart. Bro said I gotta put. Ooh, this put is looking good on the 5-minute, fam. We don't have a sell signal, but it is trading underneath the 50, right? Which that's easy. Let me turn this off. Let's go full gold degen mode for our friend in India, man. Much love and respect to y'all over there. I know there's been a lot going on over there. Shout out to you guys. You see this 50 moving average? You could just be a person that's just trading the 50 moving average. Look at this 50 moving average on gold. You don't got to be a guru to see that. When above the 50 moving average, bullish. When underneath the 50 moving average, bearish. And this is how you get incentivized to hold this short, fam. And if you don't have this on your chart, my friend from India, Babuji, put on the volume profile and the 50 moving average, because this is how it's easy for you to hold the short. You especially on your 5-minute chart. You see this monster gap right here? This is what you're looking for, right? You're looking for price to come back down to this section right over here that has been before. And when these things break past these previous ways low, right? Let's say this section goes like this, boop, 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 it flushes right down to this level. What is that level is going to be your question. I'm going to tell you what that level is right now after I clean up this chart. But you're actually on the 5-minute put. You're looking really handsome if you're a man, and you're looking really elegant if you're a lady, right? So right here we got this price for gold on your put is 4,954, right? Because it could very easily trade into this gap right here. And we're not just snatching prices out of the air. We're not just saying, hey, this price, that price. No, we're using the volume profile, and we're looking for previous price action where buyers and sellers shake hands. I didn't tell them to shake hands over here. I had no business telling them to shake hands over here, but check this out. They have. And we should not be shocked or surprised that if this thing breaks, like I said, underneath this, that it comes into this section, because we can see a huge volume gap in there. And a lot of times those volume gaps acts like a racing game. I'm not sure if you guys ever played one, but when you hit those arrows on the racetrack and you just see it go in that direction, it's going to kind of go a little bit faster. Could you be tested as far as, it dancing and hitting the 50, all the way on its way down, and the 50 moving averages like this, and you got, this trend line essentially, connecting all these tops? 100%. 100%. You could definitely see where these tops, look at this. You see this right here? This could be extremely accurate, right? And I just want to let you know that you could be tested, and where is that going to be? All these things, all these tops that are being hit and kind of following each other, they're going to be trailing this 50 moving average, right? You see that 50 moving average right there, and you'll see it boom, 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 and it'll come into this gap and kind of go into here. Take profit, 49.68. Bro, you're right on the money, bro. you're right on the money. You might want to start pulling up to these streams. You might want to come up and grab the mic, bro. You're literally right on the money. Let's all do our dance for our brother in India, so he can win. And now let's check out some things over here where we're gonna check out this. What's going on? We got somebody from Wisconsin. They want to check out silver. Okay, we got right now investing in silver. Not one. Israel owns 80% of the silver. I remember when silver was $6 in 1999. $6.99 in 1997. Nothing against the Silver Eagles. You know what's crazy is I actually have some silver coins back home in a safe that's at my mom's house because I used to collect those 50-cent pieces. Like, I love the sound of them. They sound different. And so there actually is some silver at my mom's house, but nobody probably knows that it's in that safe. But definitely something to keep in mind. We'll check out silver as well, but let's go into this 3,200 load price. Load the boat, as someone said in the chat. And even if we go to the daily chart, let's say price broke underneath this 50 moving average, which we love, right? We love the 50 on this channel. You don't have to love it like I love it. You can do whatever you choose, right? This is not financial advice. But if it broke underneath this 50 moving average and we started connecting some tops, my first areas that I would look for price to go before it's that low on 3,200, because there is a lot of attention on gold, would be these sections right here, and things would have to turn around. It would be my first section would be 3,900. So you're not wrong for saying 32. 32 is actually the next section where we see a lot of buyers and sellers shaking hands down here. But definitely maybe refinance the house at 3,200. Not financial advice when it comes to this, but you can see how buyers and sellers have actually essentially shook hands down here. And if we break past this, this first section that I'm talking about down here, 3,900, and we broke underneath this, you 100% would most likely see a flush coming down to this section, right? So 3,200, load the boat, not a bad zone. It's probably going to happen sooner than that. I think, sometimes we want prices to go a lot cheaper so we can get a better price so we can load up more. And we're like, man, if I could see price down there again, that'd be amazing. That's like everybody that wants Bitcoin to go back down to 30,000 when BTC was trading over 100K. Like, oh my God, if I would have known it was, if it goes back down to 30K, I'm going to load up on it some more. But it's like, we might not see 30K right now. And you might not see 30K for, you might not see the 3,200 on gold for quite a bit. But what you can see and what we can look at is these tops right here and this volume profile, picking out where buyers and sellers have shook hands before. But gold is still on its own tangent right now. It's definitely still doing pretty good as far as staying in this uptrend and staying above the 50 moving average. But the minute it broke underneath this 50 moving average, that you're going to see some lower levels. Let's go to silver next. We're going to go through some more tickers. Clash fam, don't go anywhere. We're going to cover Clash. You guys know that we're rocking with you guys really hard. We got a lot of people invested in Clash. My algorithm keeps flashing 48K BTC. Whoo. Nice, man. This is why I love this community, honestly, man. This is like, if we do this together and we're not like at each other's necks, we can actually do really good in this market. Like, not one person knows it all. Like friction is how a lot of things start. That's how we start a fire, right? Like, pressure makes diamonds, like all this stuff. And the way that we grind together is how we'll shine together. And so I appreciate you guys pulling up. I need your guys' wisdom. I need your guys' alpha so we can, refine this thing, so we can define this thing. And let's go into silver's price right now. We're on a daily chart with some, no sell signals yet, but we're going to go down to the 4-hour chart. I'm sure we're going to find something there. Sell signal right here that definitely tested everybody's ability to be stoic. Because you got your sell signal here, and right when you get your sell signal, it starts to going back up. But here goes your profit zone right here that it was in. You never were stopped out of this trade, and sometimes that happens. Not every time when you get into the trade, it's just going to turn that you're into positive right away. And even if you would have held this, let's say you didn't get out, right, and you're like, it's okay, so long as it stays red, I'm going to stay in this, you would still be in profit right now. And if gold or silver broke past these prices right here, which is $71, you can most likely look for some lower levels for gold to find some more action. Now, you guys let me know, how low can silver go if it breaks underneath this? What I would do is just look backwards, fam. We could see something right here at $55, maybe even a little bit higher or whatnot. But this is where, if these prices broke, even you can see all these buyers and sellers shaking hands over here. Look at this section. All these buyers and sellers shaking hands right here. All these buyers and sellers right here, right here, right here again. If we lost this where we've agreed that this is a floor, I mean, can we agree that most likely we'll get some more selling pressure and probably see some cheaper silver prices? I think it's safe to say that. But right now, yeah, silver is still a sell price. You might see some cheaper prices on silver, but I think the Pandora's box has been open on silver and gold, and there's going to be fluctuations and things like that. But I think over time, just like how it has been performing, I think it is going to turn back around, right? But short term, current market conditions, current euphoria levels in the market, current sentiment levels in the market, whether it's gold or crypto, everybody's a little bit backed off a little bit. Everybody's a little bit more cautious right now. And that's why you're seeing a lot more people talk about puts. A lot more people talk about silver or shorting Bitcoin, shorting silver, because, you know, that's the feeling that we're having in the space right now, right? So shout out to all of you guys that are pulling up and rocking with me. I really do appreciate it. So keep an eye on these prices. If we broke underneath this $71 silver, I wouldn't, you know, for sure we could see that go a little bit lower. We got a couple more tickers to check out. Just get comfortable. I got a nice cup of coffee right here. Take a sip of your coffee. That tastes amazing. You know, that coma, that's what it's called. And let's go to, we got BTC. Oops. We got BTC covered. We covered Aster, which is going to be printing a short signal very soon for people, most likely. We covered Ethereum. My XRP fam, not flooding you guys, but here we go. XRP short possible, man, for sure, man. Check this out. This is on the 4-hour chart, big boy chart. But you can see how this is really valid. And now this sell signal that was, you know, trading kind of sideways is breaking underneath the 50. Where is price going to look to come to? Most likely 124, because we're breaking past these previous ways low. We're breaking underneath the 50 moving average. We're working off a sell signal, and we see where buyers and sellers have shaked hands before. We're not just snatching prices out of the thin air, right? We're just looking backwards to see, hey, is there anything going on over here? Have we been here before? We look backwards. I mean, look at when October 10th happened. It came right down to really close. Look at this. To this same section. This was October 10th. When all that stuff happened and all that pumping and all that noise, we came right back to that same section. Time and price are like two hopeless romantics. They will link back up. They will slide in the DM and be like, hey, those who have gotten that message, you guys all know, right? Say, hey. And that's what's going on with time and price. They're being hopeless romantics. And I would not be shocked if I saw price for XRP come right back down here. Now, if it turned around, I'm going to let you guys know. But this is why the day before yesterday, I was telling everybody, be cautious. I know you're seeing some green candles on BTC, and these are just green candles in a downtrend. You know, everybody who thought this was it right here, you know, not us, because we just ignored this little, you know, we got no buy signal. I'm just going to ignoring it. I'm good. I'll pass. This chop zone, I'm good. I'll pass. But now that we're actually, you know, got a sell signal right here, and we see the volume profile showing us where we can go, this is how you identify where that section is at that you guys can run to. And it's looking really good. It's looking like some good potential. Set your stop loss at 150 up in this zone up here, and you'll be looking pretty good. DMSO was telling you about for your leg. No, I have not. Let me put it over here actually on another tab really quick, because man, it's been really windy here. And okay, right here, benefits. Okay, cool. I got it right here. And then it's been really cold here in Vegas, and XRP down to $1. And yeah, the leg's been hurting, fam. So lower level right here, 124 for XRP. XRP down to $1. Man, I like how bold you are with how low they can go. But if you look, I mean, you're not off. Look at the daily chart. What is this? $1.11? $1.11. So if we came down lower, you could see how people would feel like, oh yeah, we're definitely coming to this section. Just zoom out. You're going to find where price is being drawn to something. And maybe you're right. We get some wicks down to $1. But 110 is not off either. You know, this section coming down to here. And a lot of people, you know, where would you find that trade? It's going to happen right off of this. The minute all this flush happens, you know, breaking this 123, most likely it's going to go lower. You know, you got your 110 section right here. And, you know, a lot of times price is drawn to these round numbers, $1, $2, you know, or $1, $1.50, $2, $2.50, you know, just kind of like that. So let's go on to the next one, BNB. You know, we're on the BNB chain as far as XPX, and even with all that, man, I'm always keeping it real with you guys. Look at this daily chart on BNB. Would you have not wanted this trade right here? You guys, you know, this is right here. You know, this is January 26th, sell signal. Boop, 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 boop. a lot lower, right? And if you missed it, that's okay, because this chart, what's nice is it helps you identify, just because this short was really good and we're trading sideways for a bit doesn't automatically think that we're going to go long next. This thing can go from short to short to short very easily. And we're going to find that on the 4-hour chart being kind of true right here, because now we got this, draw for price down to this lower value range. We've broken past kind of some of these previous ways low. To say that BNB can come and test some of this 557, I wouldn't be shocked. That's not a bad thing. This thing could totally happen. You see the volume profile, you zoom out, what? There's price that's been over here before? Of course, 572, right? And the more you zoom out, you're like, this could completely, totally happen, 100%. And if we zoom out even more, you can see all the way over here across where price has been hanging out here before. And it's not wrong to think that it can go a little bit lower. It's not popular, I will say that. It's definitely not popular. And but that's, we're not doing the popularity test right now. We're here to make sure that we're multi-cycle, make sure that we're secure in our .com moment. This is our opportunity. Before every single household has cryptocurrency, just like before every single house had the internet, we could have bought any stock associated with the internet and done really good in our lives. We're not going to mess it up this time. So this right here is where XRP can be coming down to. BNB coming down to 571. I wouldn't be shocked. So a little bit more boringness. Man, I wish I could just say it's about to turn around, but that's just not the case. Now, if some green candle, God candle came out of nowhere, and this thing flicked and turned right back around, we do have the incentive to go into this gap and come all the way up to, 761. But I need to see some buy signals for that. I need to see some positive price action, and not just some green candles like this, in a downtrend where it just turns short again, because you can see this was from short to short to short. So short right here, that's what we're looking at, from short to sideways to short, not from short to long to short. It goes from short to short sometimes. I'm definitely down for some crazy meme stuff. Yeah, we're going to be checking out some crazy meme stuff. Some people have been sending me some DMs on some stuff that they're working on that they're going to be launching very soon. So maybe we can catch, even I've been looking for a little meme coin madness, because the markets are boring, and I'm just setting some of these things on higher time frames where it's like, oh my God, you're just waiting for it to happen, which is all right. You're winning no matter what, but we want some of that meme coin euphoria. So definitely stay tuned in. I've had a couple people hit me up, a couple devs that are not just interested in getting on the super stream, but some fresh launches that are coming around the corner for those guys who, ladies and gentlemen, who want to, have some fun, right? Because that's what it's all about. Have some fun and make some money. So short still valid on BNB. Let's go to Solana. Again, here we go, man. This stuff is super on point. And if we go to the 1-hour chart, you can see how this is where this was found. Look at this sell signal on Sol. Sell signal, definitely tested. You know how many people started to long it right here because there were some green candles? This short right here, and then some green candles. These would be green on another chart, but they're just a red candle with the outline in green on my chart, because I'm tired of the market doesn't always just go right back up. That's not what happens. I want to zoom in extremely close, almost ridiculously close, for you guys to be able to see, that these candles have this little green trim on them. And it's a lot easier for me to see green, red like this, instead of this going from, sell signal, some green candles in a downtrend, and then flush right back. Some nice bullish looking green candles that would have made people think, oh, Solana's back on. But although these were green candles on another chart, these are just red candles, entering a chop zone. And you can see how this thing came right back to where buyers and sellers were shaking hands before. So this is still a very valid sell signal on Solana. 4-hour chart also looking extremely valid as well. And this is where I would be looking for price to go. People are not going to like this, but if you look over here, it's not like I'm just snatching a price out of the thin air where it's like we haven't been here before. If you look at Sol's prices, this is $67. We were just over here not too long ago, bounced up, but really this has just been sideways trading. This has not been like a really recovery or anything like that. Like we came all the way down here, and yeah, the prices look better than $67, but it's not been anything exciting. This is where you get toe up from the flow up, right? That's what people are saying. Essentially what could happen. Sell signal on the 4-hour chart, super responsible time frame. breaking past some previous waves low, and currently breaking past the 50 moving average that we love. But we hide these indicators and just clean up the chart a little bit for everybody to just see it very clearly. Above the 50, bullish for a little bit. Underneath the 50, bearish. So when you got that sell signal and this draw for price down here, and it's now trading underneath the 50 moving average, you could 100% see how this could be a case of these tops staying connected and this trend doing something like this over a period of time. Trading underneath the 50 moving average, looking for previous price action where buyers and sellers have shaken hand, trading into a volume gap. That would not be far-fetched, right? Because the market's just not feeling it like that. So we're going to find some hot plays for you guys, man. Like I said, some people have been cooking. So don't miss out on that. Have your soul ready. All right, underneath the 50 moving average, doing this thing. Let's turn this back on because this helps out a ton. Okay. We got CFX. We haven't been trading that. We'll take a peek at Aster one more time because this is probably where. So Aster in 3 hours, we're definitely going to check on this and see if we get a sell signal eventually. I think this is going to be the next one we get to make a post about. I missed this, but that's okay. If I see Aster print the sell signal on the 4-hour chart, I am going to short this thing, try to catch a trade to the downside. Everything else is looking kind of bearish. Most likely this will catch up eventually to it as well. All right, since I got so much of the Clash fam up in here, let's go to Clash first. Shout out to the Clash fam. Somebody said Clash the like button, man. Thank you guys so much, man. I really do appreciate it. You guys are absolutely amazing. Meme coin doing real utility, holding it down. $37 million market cap, solid floor. Even with the market conditions, this thing's just been chopping sideways, which tells me that when this thing is ready and Clash is ready to explode and the markets are ready to kind of excite that same type of sentiment, that is totally going to happen, right? That is definitely going to have the opportunity for that to happen 100%. And, we're bullish over here on Clash. So, all right, we got some. Let's go to actually Clash's website, Clash Picks. I'm going to share these links with you guys. If you guys are rocking with Clash, this is what we want to do. We want to share these links, fam. This is why I do this. So if you guys can repost this stream on X, it'd be greatly appreciated. This is for you guys. This is for us in our bags to get more exposure. Like I can show you guys the YouTube revenue doesn't do anything, right? So if you guys can share this stuff so people can see how clean all of this is coming together. Look how amazing this is looking. And let's be honest, this new thing right here, I was doing some degen studying last night, and I saw people betting on street lights. Let me say that again. I saw people betting. There's a street cam view, and people are counting how many cars are going to pass. And this is actually getting pretty popular. If I go down to, the Las Vegas Strip, like this is not going to go anywhere. Clash Picks has developed the utility that it's here to stay. When you're looking at Poly Market, when you're looking at Kalshi, when you're looking at Rubet, when you're looking at all these types of different ways where people can bet, essentially, this is not going anywhere. And there's a lot of money in this. I mean, a lot. When you look, last night I was like doing some degen studying. There's some degen studying that we got to do. It's like I was shocked by how many people were actually playing the street light, predicting how many cars will pass, a certain intersection, which it was like, man, you want to talk about degen activity? Forget meme coins. You think meme coins are degenerate? I got a wake-up call yesterday when I was looking. Well, actually, I didn't sleep in 24 hours. So I actually went to sleep at like 7 in the morning and woke up at 10. So, but since the day before yesterday when I did the stream, I just been up, man. I just been up. So we have one right here that's kind of new. We have this one right here. It says it has 3 days and 7 hours. What are you betting on? Ryan Garcia or Mario Barrios? This is not going to go anywhere. George is the man. He has a plan. And honestly, bro, this is super solid. Like, do you guys see this going anywhere? Like, do you guys see this like leaving the market? The fact that you guys are part of the crypto version of this that has somebody like George with that much exposure with like, and honestly, a lot of integrity as well, like for his community. That project's just doing really good. This is not going to go anywhere. This is like one of your easiest places to park your Solana. It almost doesn't even get any easier than this. I honestly think that this could be as bad as not investing in the internet. not investing into some sort of, and it doesn't have to be Clash. You guys could say, I want to ignore Clash or whatever. It could be poly market stuff. But I want you guys to understand that Clash is actually following a very powerful trend right now. A very powerful trend. And the trend is your friend, not just only in like, overall market conditions and things like that, but actually also in like utility and like developments. And when the internet came out, everybody rushed for it. You got these booms, right? And these busts, but this is a boom. This is not just a bust. This is a boom, and this is not going to go nowhere. Did you guys see how much money was made when Logan Paul was selling that $16 million Pikachu? There was so much betting going on. So this type of utility, this is what I love about utilities like this. And shout out to XPX, the project I launched, because we're not stuck on one thing. What does boxing have to do with crypto? Nothing. But we get that boxing money, right? And it's like you want utilities and you want projects that won't get stuck in a freaking echo chamber. And I'm getting a little bit passionate about that because sometimes it's hard to read in between the lines with cool things like this. Like, what does boxing have to do with crypto right now? Well, it has something to do with it now. And we get to get that exposure, man. We get to get that exposure from boxing. And if I go back to the markets and I come over here and check it out, we not only get exposure to boxing, we got exposure to UFC, we got exposure to the golf, you got exposure to you name it, it's here. Well, even political stuff. What does this political stuff have to do anything with cryptocurrency? What will Trump say during the State of the Union address? Either America, which is 44%, or Joe Biden. What are you guys let's click on this. What does this have to do with crypto? Well, guess what? It definitely has something to do with crypto now. And this is what I want you guys to be able to understand. Like, you have a chance, and this project it's done in the right way, where we don't have to wait around for the crypto people to get bullish on this stuff. We are tapping into other markets. This is very scalable. Damn, this is very scalable. And we're going to get into XPX in a bit and some of the domains. I'm not going to mention the domains just yet that I secured. But the reason that I got that donation widget for XPX is because when you look at GoFundMe, there's all types of stuff going on here. What does this have to do with crypto? Well, now it does, right? And you look, the markets could be down, Bitcoin's down, Ethereum's down, but people donating is not down. People for emergencies and donating for emergencies, that's not down. People are donating, right? And you're seeing that the projects that are able to pivot and find a way to gain some exposure, whether it's through, Clash picks and this form of like this poly market Kalshi type of stuff, or something like XPX, which obviously I'm biased and going to be bullish on. I launched it 20 months ago, still here grinding away, still launching utility. But this is the stuff that, forget about the charts at times. Yes, sometimes they're boring. Sometimes they consolidate. But are you finding ways to scale, to tap into other marketplaces? And I think George and this community is showing everybody a perfect freaking example of what this looks like. So let's go over some of these right here just to see what the market's talking about. Man, there's some money on the table right here. Let me get some more coffee in me for you guys so we can have some more fun together. If you guys, like I said, can repost this on X, it'd be really greatly appreciated. It's not for me, fam. Okay, I'm not doing the most like popularity test over here. I'm gonna cut one of my Amazon boxes and with a marker, I'm gonna put hit the like button or something like that on the cardboard. But we're gonna do some great things with that as well. Let me take a sip of this. Yum. I'm telling you, it's super strong. Try some of that Coma coffee. It's Arabic coffee. It does not play around. So these are some of the things. What do you guys think? Let me see a second. I got my Clash fam up in here, right? And we're having a Clash moment, which I really, really enjoy hanging out with you guys. I hope you guys know that. I've been tapped in with George since 2018. And I should have listened to a lot more stuff that he said back then. I was busy buying motorcycles. I was in my 20s, got into crypto 2017, doing really good from being so early, listening to people like George, using some of those pumps and those gains to buy some amazing, Italian bikes, having some fun, enjoying life and things like that. But we could have just held a lot of that stuff, right? That could have been a good thing too. But at the end of the day, I really rock with you guys more than you guys know. But if you guys can let me know, what do you guys think he's going to say? Is he going to talk about Greenland? We got some trades up in here. We got 7 trades here, 4 trades there, 12 trades on China. I wonder how much, you got ICE. This is probably going to be something that's mentioned for sure, because this is just going kind of wild. I would look at ICE. We got some Jerome Powell stuff I would look at as well, right? Because we got some meetings coming up. I don't know about Bitcoin. It seems like it's been a little bit quiet on that stuff. We haven't talked about Sleepy Joe for a while, so I don't think we're on that topic right now, but maybe it'll come up some way again. I would probably slip some. I wonder if he's just trying to stay away from it. It's probably smart too. I'm not sure, but maybe like some Epstein stuff here, right? Because what is everything that's being talked about? And this is crazy because you got to do some fundamental analysis on this, and everything takes a little. Nothing's going to be on this set it and forget it kind of stuff. But right now with all this Epstein stuff, maybe Epstein was one of the choices on here. And somebody, because you might get a reporter to ask about that stuff, this and that and the third. So, but I would be looking at ICE is definitely a big topic. Minnesota, these are basically both of these are very close to each other. So, you can protect your bet almost if you're sitting at if you're on the craps table, or put a little bit behind it, because this is really, you can almost hit twice with this one right here. Minnesota and ICE is probably going to go together. But possibly China. I don't know. You guys let me know. But at the end of the day, here you guys go with a project that is being able to tap into other marketplaces, man. Being able to look at other stuff, man. That's super, super cool. Appreciate you guys pulling up, man. We got LordDip.eth, Banana Conference, Beple, NFT, NYC24, XPX. Appreciate you, man. And a few other, man. Appreciate you guys pulling up. We got some cool things coming, fam. We got some really cool things. A lot of projects have been asking some things. So we're going to get into that in a bit. But let's go over Clash's X account a little bit more. And actually, let's go to Cryptos R Us. You'll see what he's talking about. All right, let's go back. Let's go to George Plays Clash. So right here, this is still going as well. You guys can come over here and engage. So this is just awesome. Like, you got two forms of people being able to tap into retail right here. I think there's going to be a moment where Clash actually gets a lot of exposure from the actual gamers themselves. And I would definitely keep an eye on this thing. So, you got George Plays Clash and Clash Picks. I mean, it's a win-win basically is what he's saying right there. And you can see that this is really, really holding up to be really, really strong in the market. Shout out to the Clash fam. Let's go to the technical analysis. This has just been a very healthy chart. Anytime we break this $50 million market cap and do this, we're going to get to go higher. I want to see, and I think we all do, see this one break the $100 million market cap. And let's be honest. Do you guys think it's going to happen? Or do you guys know it's going to happen? Do you guys think that Clash Picks is going to go anywhere when you're seeing these poly markets, Kalshi markets? This stuff is not going anywhere. That's like saying the Caesar's Palace is about to close. That's like saying like the Wynn Casino is going to close. Yeah, I'm not going to look at you too serious if you think that any of this stuff is going to go. The Pandora's box has been opened. And one of those beautiful things that have jumped out of it is Clash Picks. So right now you're seeing some discount prices, sprinkle this, you're seeing real dev. You can see the dev pull up all the time. You're seeing a great community like the one pulling up to this stream right now, doing their thing. And you don't want to fade this stuff. And, who cares if it's at 36 million when it gets to, $2 billion market cap? You won anyways, right? You're going to win anyways. And I know that this thing can break. I'll say it first. I'm looking for the chat to say it, the Clash fam to say it, but I know, it's went all the way up to this point right around, almost $100 million market cap. But there's going to be a point where it can no longer just keep hitting that and it doesn't break through. It will break through, fam. Look at this tap, 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 tap. There's going to be a moment where it just catapults right through that. And Clash, because it's such a solid project and so bullish, it's been absorbing a lot from all the other meme coins. So shout out to the Clash fam. I'm going to share their website, like I said, Clash Picks, one more time for you guys. Make sure you guys come over here, check it out. Let me know if you guys are doing any of these. Like, tag me in a post. Say, hey, Rico, I'm in this trade. I'm in this, I'm testing this out. Let me know. Like, let's engage. Let's have some fun together. So I think it's a $1 billion play, fam. I don't care when it happens. So long as it happens, I think it's a $1 billion play for everybody. Sitting right here is Clash Pick. So shout out to the Clash Pick fams. Very bullish on you guys. Like I said, I've shared some amazing links for you guys to go ahead and tap in. Do not miss out on these because there's some great, great opportunity for all of you guys to have some fun. And also, maybe you don't want to do none of that Clash Pick stuff, but just hold the play, a meme coin play, and gain some exposure to the Solana network of something that could potentially go to $1 billion market cap, baby. Since we're talking about utility, talking about having fun, I have to go to the project I launched on Smart DeFi and our newest utility. It is the the donation widget, which is extremely powerful. We're a low cap gem cruising along right here, but I do want you guys to come check us out. We're on smartdefi.com. Like I said, we've been live for over 20 months, fam, just grinding away, providing off-ramp solutions via Visa cards, MasterCards, non-KYC bill payments, non-KYC MasterCards, non-KYC gift cards. But we got something that we just released that made me go and secure some domains, because this is a $40 billion market share that XPX has just been able to tap into. And we're going to tap into this, man. We're going to do it ourselves as well. It is this donation widget. We're going to help out the homeless. We're going to help out, whatever we can help out and whatever the drive is. This is why I secure some of these domains right now, because you cannot ignore that, this GoFundMe has done a fantastic job, whether the market was green or red, to be able to tap into a market share. And I just don't hear this in spaces. So XPX is going to be one of the first ones to really start to take charge in this, as far as giving everybody a tool to access this. We are not charging for this tool. The only time that there is a fee is when you actually off ramp. But once you create your business account, and I'm going to share this link, fam, if you love off ramp solutions, if you love to be able to have tools, this business account is free to set up. This is absolutely free. Set this business up account and DM me if you want to get that donation widget live. Maybe you need a new car. Maybe, somebody in your family is going through something, and I'll help you set it up. And not only help you set it up, but I will help you find investors. That's what I do, fam. So whatever you're trying to raise money for, whatever you got going on in your personal life, whatever you got, maybe somebody else, and feeding the homeless. That's one of the first things we're going to do. Here in Vegas, I already looked up the best location to go do this, and maybe we'll go do this very soon. I'll probably, I wanted to kind of get the website all the way up. I got a fantastic domain. I can't believe we own it. I bought a whole bunch of them, but maybe we just launched a donation widget live on, in our TG and on our X account, just to start, a nice little run for raising funds for the homeless. And then we'll go down to downtown Las Vegas, use that XPX card to, feed the homeless and things like that. We'll raise those funds and then be able to, maybe we raise like $300 just to get people started. I think we could all raise $300, right? And if you guys don't want to tap into, I think the space has it, but when you think about it, you could do it for dogs, you could do it for cats, you can do it for veterans, you could do it for the homeless, you could do it for people with mental health. And this is this project doing this right now. This is why we've achieved over 6 figures in paid orders, because we keep just developing and staying focused in the space. So like I said, if you guys want to come over here support, we are on the BNB chain. But the minute you come over here and start a business account, you're able to start accepting 70 different cryptocurrencies. Maybe you're looking to start a business. Maybe you want to get your coffee shop off the ground and you don't have the funds. And you're like, hey, man, I want to start a local coffee shop over here. I want to do an organic coffee, or I want to start my own merch brand that, but I need the funds to start it off. This is going to help you right here. And I'm going to help you. This is not just like you set up the business account, I help you set up the donation widget, and I just go figure it out. Like, no, I want things to work in this space. I'm bullish on the Web3 being able to accomplish things, being able to do things in the space. And if you guys are interested in learning more and staying tapped into everything that we got going on, I encourage you guys to come give us a follow at XPX Token. I really think that XPX is going to take this by a wave kind of with this donation widget. I'm already in talks with other projects that are going to be using this as well. We've actually already onboarded one. They're just waiting for a couple more pieces of information, but they have already passed their KYC for their card. Then we'll start to add this to their website, and they're going to start doing donations. Fam, I say what I mean, and I mean what I say. When I tell you guys that this is actually going to be working, no, you're welcome for the NFT, bro. No problem. No problem. We'll be doing more giveaways in the future, and maybe we use this donation widget to raise even crazy amount of funds for, like I said, to do good things in the real world. But I want you guys to come over here, check this out. I'm going to share this link with you guys. If you guys know somebody, a mom and pop store that might be struggling, that this is for any idea. And if you come over here to GoFundMe and you look at what's going on, okay, crypto's down. Crypto's not doing too good. Does she have trouble raising? She's almost at 97K. And what we're going to do once I get the website all the way up, and we get it looking really cool, I'm going to go over here and I'm going to go one by one and try to help people hit their goal, right? So there's some people that are not as fortunate as other to catch a lot of traction to be able to hit their goal, right? Some people, are trying to hit their goal. Maybe it's 10K, maybe it's 5K, whatever it might be. And they're trying their best to hit their goal. Do you not think that we can, right here, they're trying to raise 100K. She's already at 95,000. She's trying to become a nurse. I mean, you know, crypto can do the right thing, and literally, you know, all I got to do, this is what I'm going to do: message this guy. I'm going to be like, hey, what's up, bro? Rico Moneybags, we got a donation. Would you like to complete the? And I know people are why wouldn't they? We help them set it up, you know, where they'll be able to, and maybe we run that's why I want to do the website. Well, I already have the domain, because most people are not going to want to set up the website and, you know, go through all that. So be able to set this up for them. But so long as they set up the business account, and we're reposting it for them, and we share that onto our website, they'll be able to do this. And the thing is that XPX is going to do this. We're the ones doing this into space. We're the ones actually doing this. And I know that we'll be able to, you know, contact people like this, like the, you know, the organizer, and be like, okay, you guys are almost at 100K. Maybe crypto can do the right thing and help you hit the other 5K, right? Maybe, because if you see Bitcoin's down, crypto's down, prices being ripped apart, that's not slowing down from good people doing the right thing in the space. You know, and that's what I want. This is where crypto has to do something more than chart goes up and chart goes down, right? So you got somebody's house burned down, fam. Like, this is tough right here. This is tough right here. This is not, and fam, crypto needs to do this. And XPX is going to be that project that not only helps other people do this, but like I said, I secured a really cool, a few really cool domains. I'm talking to some developers so they can put it all together for us. But this donation widget's going to hit because, you know, we got the marketing machine right here. We got massive amount of exposure, whether we do it for somebody's house. Like, bro, this is hard right here. Imagine you come home and you see this, like, man, that's not cool, man. That actually makes like my heart kind of twist a little bit, because you think that we're over here complaining about Bitcoin's price, but people are going through real life things. How can crypto be more than chart goes up and chart goes down? See you later, man. See you later, man. No, always a pleasure. Always a pleasure. Make sure you pull up again, man. We're going to be doing some really cool things, man. Definitely tap in, brother. Appreciate you for pulling up. But this is what we're hearing. And when you look, this allows us to be active everywhere. We're not stuck in Web3. So extremely bullish on what we're doing over here with XPX. Like I said, come give us a follow. We're 100% doing what this guy's doing right here. Domains have been secured right when the donation widget went live. I've been telling people for a while, but you know what? I like to take the initiative myself and just flex it myself. And that's exactly what we're going to do, because we're the ones with the tools and the keys to do this. We have the keys to the ignition to make this happen. And, you know, I just like making things happen. If you guys, you know, let me know in the chat. Are you guys willing to help out? Like, is the crypto space willing to, you know, go the extra mile to do the right thing in this space? Like, let me know, because, you know, we have the ability to do this. You know, this is plug and play, universal access, fully customizable, empowering growth. Like, this is huge for anybody. And it doesn't, if you're a Solana project, if you're a BNB project, if you're an Ethereum project, you don't have to wait for ETH donations and trying to get everybody. And what's cool is, because you created a business account and you have a business and you have a business account, but you also have a business card, you can use that, right? Like, that's what we're going to do. You know, we're going to use the business account, and then we're just going to go ahead and go feed the homeless, right? And for those who are donating, just like GoFundMe does, there's a receipt form for people to use this as a tax deductible. So we are taking care of both ends, both parties when it comes to this. Super bullish on this, and we're going to take this full stream, fam. We've just been doing this for a while. This is what we're going to keep doing. We're more than, you know, just a project. We are a company that provides, you know, bill payments, MasterCards, Visa cards, gift cards, payroll features, and more than anything right now, the right thing for the space. Let's go into some more plays. I'm going to share this one more time for you guys. If you guys like, actually, let me go to our Telegram. Join our Telegram if you guys got more questions. If you guys need some help setting this up. Like I said, we already have the first project almost all the way there. They got their card. Once we get this on their website, we're actually going to be helping some people out right away. And I'm very, like, we don't hold the money. And the only time there's a fee is when you off ramp it, right? 4% fee, $3 activation fee on the card. And if it's a KYC card, like most of them will be for this business account, they're $10 a month, you know, keeping the car live. But, you know, as far as if you get sent $100, that's your $100. When you're ready to off ramp that, you know, you just withdraw that however you choose. You can actually, and I'll give you guys some more details to those who actually sign up and do it. Some really cool features on the back end, but you got to sign up. You got to create your business account. Let me know. And when we get on that VC and I help you set it up, I'm going to let you know some really, really cool features that we have and that we can offer here in the future for what you guys got going on. Crazy bullish, man. Join us in that Telegram. Let's go check out some more plays, man. Let me drink some more coffee as well for you guys. And and have some fun with you guys. Let's go to Yi token. This has been another one that we've been talking about. Yi. Okay, so we got Yi token. Again, this is the area that I've been telling you guys. Remember when it was up here, I was like, I would still keep an eye for this, right? Not because I used a non-KYC card last week. It was awesome. Thank you so much, Roger. Thank you so much, fam. I just want, hey, I'm just building and doing the right thing in the space. And eventually all of that's going to come back to us. We're much more than chart goes up, chart goes down. We got real utility that people can either touch with the cards in their hands, or, you know, have the online real world purchasing power online, or in, you know, IRL, wherever it might be. So right now, this Yi. I don't know. Oh my God, man. That Yi right there, right? Isn't that crazy? This is the area. I'm not fudding Yi, but because Ethereum keeps pulling back and actually keeps being tested, this is why I would say, you know, don't ignore this one, because even with the markets going kind of crazy and testing everybody and being bearish, it still has been holding relatively well. All it would take is for that good old God candle, the rest of the market to kind of pick up exactly where we're at, and actually where this thing would start to pick up and do the breakout. But I still think that the overall market, right, the bigger market, the Ethereum, the BTC, and all that stuff still has some pulling back to go. So that's why I've been telling you guys, keep an eye for $5 million market cap. We look backwards just like we do on the other side. Look at buyers and sellers over here. We know that $5 million market cap is somewhere where a lot of people like to do their song and dance. So coming over here, I went to sleep at 7 in the morning. So, and I woke up at like 10:30. So in 24 hours, I got a little less than 4 hours of sleep. Yeah. But we're on some coffee, bro. We got some Arabic coffee. It's really good. Some coma. You know you love coffee, or when you love liquor, when you can swish it. So, I want to taste that coffee or whatever it might be, but no, bro. My body and my eyes were so mad at me last night. Like I just had tears. Like I kept wiping my eyes, but my mind, man, I've been cooking. I've been making some things happen, man. Making some things happen, and you know, sometimes like even when there's not like a meeting or something, like just having that dude, I've been into hot chocolate lately. Nice. But you know, sometimes it's like even when you're done with everything, just because you're thinking of all the possibilities and how these things can go, you know, you stay up kind of thinking about that. And then, you know, if you just stay up past that moment where you're kind of sleepy at first, and then you get into that delirious mode, right? And sometimes if I break into that delirious mode, is, you know, sometimes like last night I had some crazy dreams. Again, you're gonna have, you know, where you think of some really cool ideas because you're not so rigid, right? You're almost kind of a little lucid, right? And I don't know, you guys let me know, have you guys done stuff like that? I'm revealing a little bit about myself. We'll go into Yi token in a bit. We're here for a little bit, fam. Get comfortable. Do you guys feel like you know, have you done that where you know you just stayed up so late where you're, because I think you don't have the energy to knock down your ideas. So your ideas are a little bit able to just flow a little bit more freely because, you know, your logical mind or whatever is not being so critical on things where it's like, dude, that could totally work, right? And you're not being so, or like, nah, you know, because sometimes we get very pessimistic as far as like ideas, right? And the market could be bad, or, you know, you can have personal things going on, whatever it might be, and you want to like almost not let ideas flow. But a lot of my great ideas, or, you know, I would like to think that they're pretty great. I don't want to sound like freaking crazy up here, but you know, a lot of the ones that I would like to think that are really good are, they have, you know, been around in that kind of lucid area of like being a little bit like, woo. And I did that off of no coffee. I literally didn't even drink coffee for 2 days, and I don't know, but yeah, we were just up, and you know, that's why we have, you know, that's why XPX has the domain secured, because when I first got that donation widget out and I was telling everybody, nobody making a move on it, I was like, you know what? And I was just thinking about it, where I literally would just thought myself into a whole nother day. 100% worked for 70 hours straight once in a screen printing company. My dad's and my brother's company. Whoa, bro. Respect, bro. Respect right there. Respect. And screen printing, I'm not sure what kind of screen printing is that. Is that like just printing I'm not sure what kind of printing, because I worked in a printing place before. That is, that's a that's a you're just gonna be working nonstop. I've been a machine operator before, and yeah, and worked for like like a printing press when I was in like what my late teens or something like that. And I was doing, what was it? It was like 12 hours from 7 to 7. That's what it was. From 7 to 7 was the work shift. So I've been doing stuff from a young age where it was like I check in at 7 p.m. and I don't get out to 7 in the morning. And then because everybody's up, what's crazy? Yes, it was Playboy. No cap. It was Playboy. It was the science book. There's a couple companies that actually garments, clothes, science, tests, or tees, caps. Got it, bro. Got it. Cool, cool, cool. No, but actually, Saphir, yeah, no cap whatsoever. So yeah, so a lot of the science, it's all done in one place where all those places go, and like all that stuff is made. So yeah, you would see the pallets and pallets of the latest Playboy, the science book, which honestly that's my favorite one because I nerd out sometimes. So yeah, like one of the main things that I like, anything to do with like science and like new technology coming out, like I would always go and grab one of those magazines and stuff like that and just kind of be by my machine and making sure everything's operating, the inks are all good, and then you got to make sure that the color's correct, right? You have like these little testings. A lot of people don't know, like there's like boxes like on your cereal box, or like there's like a page that shows you like the pigment, that the actual colors that they want, and the person who runs that operating machine is supposed to make sure that the actual pigment of that type of color is consistent all the way along. And if it changes, then you got to stop the machine and do all that stuff and make sure there's a jam or something like that. But yeah, I mean, pallets and pallets of it. Yeah, no cap. I mean, anything you can, hunting books, gun books, gun magazines, like all the top magazines. For a while I did do that in my late teens. I think yeah, my late teens, man. 7 to 7. Whoo. 7 to 7, and going to work with in a car with a heater with a beater. That's what we called it in the Midwest. So a heater with a beater. Where you just, that's all it got. It's just got that heater, it'll get you there. But that's what it's all about. Shout out to you guys for sticking around. Let's go into this Yi token. We're vibing, fam. We're here for a while. It's not just all crypto talk. We get to learn about each other, have some fun, and obviously I'm on a cup of coffee and we're here to stay. So yum. Let's go to Yi's X account really quick. He said, damn, I know you well. Yeah. So Yi token 5 hours ago, dinos well, I'm not going to say that, in crisis, in GDAM crisis. But you know what, honestly, maybe this is another one. Maybe they're talking about dino crisis. Let me see. Where's my family? Is this another play? This is how we find stuff. Okay, they're sharing this. Maybe this is a, okay, do we got a contract address over here? Let me see. Do we have a contract address? It's crazy. I just heard thunder outside, and it's actually sunny because the last like 3 days has just been raining. But I just heard thunder, so I think that's gonna come sweeping right back. Sweeping right back. Okay, I'm not sure what this one's about. Where's my family? I'm not sure. Maybe we'll learn more about this. Maybe this was like, I thought it was gonna be. I was almost sure that we're gonna see like more dinosaur stuff, right? I mean, we're always gonna be talking about dinosaurs, I guess. So there you go. So T-Rex stuff. Let's go back to their actual page. Let's scroll down. Community engagement on this one's great. Like they got Yeezus. Yeezus. That's a good meme right there. So we got, okay, cool coin right here. The February 11th, bro, that's bullish right there. Cool coin, Yi token. All it takes is for the market to get euphoric again, and all these exchanges to be like saying, hey, if you guys hold Yi and you do this, and you're seeing that cool coin, that's a nice one right there. That's a good amount of exposure to Yi token. This is a good update, actually. Shout out to Yi token. Look at that. Lost it all. Yi cries, man. You got the craps table, you got your slots, man. But you know what? It's part of the space. Like I said, this stuff is not going anywhere. people, sometimes I'm in spaces and they're talking like this stuff is going to go somewhere. It's like, go down to Las Vegas Boulevard and go tell people not to go inside of the Caesar's Palace. And you tell me if that's not, if you're going to get people to stop. It's not going to happen. This is here to stay. And meme coins are fun and they're part of the space. And I think that they're going to continue to be pretty explosive overall, right? So here we go with yee. Oh my god, that's too funny. This is just a great meme. We called it early. We didn't catch it. Like I didn't. I'm not Ash from Pokemon. I can't catch them all. But the main thing that I paid attention to is the same little pattern that we always see, right? That break 5 million, find the next. And Yi token definitely has done that. So 5 million is my area where I think you can, like somebody said earlier, load the boat. And you see the development there. You see the overall, engagement from the community. All it would take is for ETH to get very bullish again, and this thing could very easily start to break back up in that direction. Very, very easily. All right, let's go through some more plays for sure, my family, my crypto fam. I want to go over some of the ones that we covered before. And we're just going to have some fun together, fam, which this is what we do. This is what we do. But we have found some before that we're kind of doing that same kind of breakout stuff. Let's see if we can find them. When should I sell FRX? What is that one? Is that a meme token or a ticker? What is FRX? Let me know, fam. I hope that's what I'm here for, man. I'm gonna give you the truth, It shall set you free, my friend. Welcome to the channel, Max, as well. Haven't seen you here before. Maybe I just didn't notice it, or maybe you just never comment, but welcome to the channel, fam. Really, really appreciate all of you guys that can pull up and rock with us. I'm here for all of us, man. I'm just like one of you guys with a microphone and camera. That's all it is. I'm not a guru. I don't have a magic carpet that I'm floating around or anything like that. I'm just like one of you guys, man. And that's why I'm very passionate about this, because I wish somebody would have just told me a lot of things straight up, like I tell you guys, and not lead me on and stuff like that. So, this is here for us, man. This channel is here for us to, make a difference, have some fun, make some money if that's possible. And, also continue to stay tapped in with this market. But let's go over here just real quick. Well, we're going to be here for a little bit. FRX. Let me see if this is a ticker. Is it some pharmaceutical stuff? Man, I remember making good money on INO when everybody was on the COVID stuff. That was fun. Are you AI? Yeah, I'm AI. Sure, why not? I am what you say I am. And if I wasn't, then why would I say I am? Oh my God. We got some pharmaceutical stuff right here with a nice buy signal on the chart. Saying bullish, and this is a 4-hour chart. I'm zoomed in. I'm not sure if this is what you're looking at, but maybe it's this, Fennec Pharmaceuticals Incorporated. Maybe it's this, but you got buy, baby. You're looking like in sync over here. Buy, because you got your buy signal. You had a nice prolonged downtrend, and honestly, pharmaceuticals are bullish. They're pretty bullish. They're pretty bullish, fam. So I'm not sure if that's your ticker, but let me know, man. Let me know what else you're buying. Let me know what AI tokens you're buying. Let me know what meme coins you're buying. Dude, I'm here for you guys, and this is what we do. All right, let's look at some of the ones that we found before. We're just gonna kind of find these. Oh, we got the big trout to go through as well. We're just gonna go through all of them. We got Bigtrout. That was one that's pumping. Manyu, it's on a discount price for everybody. But there were some that we seen that we want to kind of go over again and see if they were doing that 5 million, 10 million kind of breakout. So we're in this section over here. Let's get over here. So this is probably, so here goes your first test on 5 million. This thing's down here. We're keeping an eye on this one. This is one of them, Mushu. When these things turn around, maybe because it did go up to 5 million, a lot of times they'll shake everybody out and then take that thing right back up there after they shook everybody out. And there's a breakout, because we know when they break 5 million, they go to 10 million. It got really rejected at 5 million. So we're keeping an eye on this one. We're looking for those low cap gems right now. And there's going to be some cool things coming for you guys as well. Let's see. Let's go this way. So that was one of them. See what else we got. We got some Pepe stuff. Okay, these were fresh today. Pepe's going to be Pepe all the time. Can do. Nope. That's, out of here. Just another day in crypto. Punch. Oh, Momo was one of. Oh, here goes one of these as well. Here goes your 5 million, 10 million breakout play right here, Momo. So we're keeping an eye on this one as well because it's this low pound. I didn't buy this, right? I'm not telling anybody to buy this. What we're doing is refining what we know, right? Just getting better of being able to identify this because this is actually somewhat part of the space, this 5 million, $10 million market cap. And this could be a section where you might want to load up on it. You know, if it breaks 10 million again, you guys see that it always does this little pattern. So something to keep in mind all the time when finding these plays. And then let's go to Bigtrout. This is a play that we found, and let's mark this up because it did do, and we didn't catch this, right? This is something I found early today. Here goes your 5 million, right? And then it didn't go all the way to 10 million because sometimes it doesn't. It's not picture perfect, right? We'll put 10 million up there, but it did come to 8 and then they brought it back down. But I would not discount these plays that actually shake everybody out and then come back to life. Sometimes I've learned in this space, shaking everybody out is probably a good thing. It'll pump up a lot easier. And, you know, coming up from this section and breaking $5 million market cap again, you could see this one probably go up to, you know, 10 million. And if it broke 10 million, we know they like to automatically, you know, go to, you know, 15, $20 million market cap. That's just something that's common. We're not just saying this stuff. This is just a pattern. If the pattern was different, I would say it was different, but this is what I've noticed. This is what I've noticed, right? So Bigtrout, fam. Let's go to the X account and see what's going on. It's definitely got some volume. It's definitely got some attention. This could definitely be a play right here. It came all the way down to, you know, just $1 million market cap after hitting $8 million market cap down to $1 million market cap. Everybody's mad, all this shaking out. But if it broke 5 million again, whoever was holding, they're going to be looking really good. Shaking them out. Sometimes you got to shake them out, fam. Sometimes you got to shake them out. And that's what's been going on. Yeah. So we got Bigtrout right here 16 hours ago. So they're probably from a different time zone. Got some decent community engagement on all these posts, honestly. Some decent community engagement on all these posts. That's something to pay attention to. And then the next step is kind of jumping into that community. Are they active? You know, are they bullish? And, you know, is this a narrative that you like? Can you see yourself grinding in that chat, rating, shilling? What else are they doing? And, you know, we got this could be a runner right here. I mean, we got whales, we got, you know, all kinds of stuff. And this could be, you know, this is a big trout. So maybe it's trout season now. Look at this gentleman right here. Is this AI, man? That fish is like, this thing's vivid. This part has to be AI. Oh yeah, look at this. But man, done really good. This man is serious. This man is serious right here. So have you caught yourself a big trout? Big trout on the scene right now. I think we're gonna need a bigger wallet. Okay, all right. I mean, this is peak alpha right here. this is just when you can hold a cigarette like this in your mouth and just, you know, and you're out fishing, man. You're on, you know, that's healthy for your testosterone. I can tell you that right now. That guy's living that's some good stuff right there. I know that's an old pic, but I don't even know who that is, but I know I've seen that guy's face before somewhere. Here goes your guru, Aladdin's Knight, riding away on the magic carpet with, you know, look at this guy. There you guys go right there. The big trout making big noise. And I would pay attention to this one. This is why I found this one for you guys today. It has that pattern that I like. And these are kind of those communities that, you know, they're doing really good. And all it would take is for the market to turn around, you know, a little God candle to pop out, and all these little meme coins that we've been looking at would start to move in the right direction. Do you like beans? No, I don't. But I'll eat some, you know. There's some, you know, Puerto Rican rice that I eat, but no, not some of my brothers are, you know, because, you know, Puerto Ricans eat a lot of beans, just like Mexicans do and stuff like that. You know, there's a lot of type of beans and stuff. So, I mean, you know, that's like asking a fish, do they like water? But, you know, I'm not, it's not my biggest thing. I like some other stuff. Do you like some beans? But no, there's a couple like arroz con gandule, right? That's those type of, that's fire right there, right? Anybody can eat that. It just tastes amazing. But some of those kidney beans and stuff like that, I'm not really into it. My whole family is, though. I mean, just like fish love water, right? It's not stereotyping if it's true. I don't get offended by that stuff. It's like, you know, if it walks like a duck and quacks like a duck, It's okay. You know, we don't have to yee, baby. Let's go. We got a yee fam over here. Yee, yee. But yeah, it's I don't get butthurt for stuff like that, fam. So yeah. Probably there's probably, you know, some family eating beans right now somewhere in my family in PR or something like that. So genetically, we're bound to have some of it, fam. But yeah, that's what it is, fam. And here goes the nice little pump on this big trout, man. Honestly, this is one that I would take a look at. Yee, you kind of missed it a little bit, but Yee, keep the bell notification lit because we just covered you guys massively right before this. You just missed me covering everything about Yee right now, but keep pulling up to the channel, Yee, because like literally, I just did like a 20-minute shill on you guys just a little while ago for you guys. And I've been bullish on you guys for a while, man. I've been bullish on you guys for a while. I've been covering you guys for a while, and we're going to keep covering you guys. I think you guys are a solid play. You guys are at a good place where you guys can accumulate some more. And when Ethereum pumps back up, your Yee back is going to go Yee for sure. For sure. Like right now, these are discount prices on, you know, do you want to buy Ethereum at $3,000 to buy more Yee? Or do you want to buy Ethereum at $1,800 or $1,900 or $2,000 to get more Yee? Do you want to wait to ETH is back at $4,500 to buy more Yee? Or do you want to buy Yee right now with some Ethereum that, you know, you get a lot more Yee right now for these prices on Ethereum. So shout out to the Yee community, man, for pulling up strong. Keep pulling up, fam. Like I said, we've been covering you guys already for a while. We're going to keep covering you guys. You guys got one of the sexiest charts into space. And it's not always about the pump. It's also about the sustainability during the market dump. Like if your project looks like your guys' chart and the markets are like trash like they are right now and they're boring and Ethereum's dumping and you guys are still holding above $5 million market cap, like, you know, you don't get medals for flying through sunny skies, fam. You know, they don't give no medal of honor because it was, you know, light chance of rain, right? No, but the guy who got, you know, the motor got struck by lightning, that engine, you know, we got some, you know, we're leaking oil, there's a thunderstorm, and you know, the whole market's crashing and it looks horrible and it's just raining down on everybody. But the Yee gets to continue to fly through that and land the plane. That's where you guys get recognition. And I think projects like Yee, projects like XPX, projects like Clash, and a lot of projects, maybe even this one becoming one of them, the Bigtrout, where the rest of the markets are falling apart and you're holding on. Like that's how you earn that. You know, that's not given to you. And as a community, you should take a little bit of pride in that, right? Not something like crazy, you know, being too proud or anything, but I think you guys, just as much as it's cool to pump up to almost 20 million and it's super exciting, like also be really excited that, hey, while the markets are really, you know, slapping everybody around, we're still here doing our Yee thing. And we're going to keep doing our Yee thing. And the only way you earn that recognition of strong community is by being tested. The strong communities don't get tested when the market's going up. Anybody can be bullish when the market's euphoric. Anybody. I mean, it's I mean, anybody. But the fact that you guys have a strong community and you guys have a foundation right now when the markets are testing everybody, that's what it is. Okay. Decent stream. Reposted. Oh, thanks, man. Really, thank you for reposting it, man. Yeah, man. That's what it's all about, man. That's really what it's all about. And we're gonna keep pulling up. So, like I said, smash the bell notification and you know, stay tapped in, fam. We're gonna keep pulling that up because you can't, like, you can fake numbers on X, right? You can bot this, you can bot that, but you can't fake a solid community when the markets is smacking everybody around. Like nobody can go, oh, we're going to pay for this and pay for that. So nah, that doesn't, otherwise everybody would do it, right, Flux? I mean, everybody would do it as far as being able to, you know, the only way you can earn that, yeah, you can make a post and a KOL can send it and, you know, and everybody can bot that and tons of engagement, but you can't fake, you know, that the markets are testing everybody and you guys are here. That is super powerful. And that is something to be, for me as a community, excited about and to say, hey, when ETH goes back over 3K, over 4K, this is sent. It's programmed, right? So this is Bigtrout, man. We covered this one. I think this is a early possible sender to break 5-10 mil. We'll keep an eye on this one. And we're looking for those solid communities like the Yee community who just pulled up. I'm showing you guys your guys' chart right now. Fam, this is bullish. Anybody being bearish, they don't know what they're talking about. This pullback is a healthy correction when the rest of the markets are testing everybody. Like, honestly, that is healthy. The fact that you guys can hold on to this right now, there's nothing you can do to make this stay like that. Only a solid community can make it stay like that. A solid dev team, a solid community that sees the power of this meme right here. And you guys have that. So if there's somebody not listening into TG, let me know so I could, so I can get them, so I can tighten them up a little bit, because it's not always about, hey, you get those people in the chat like, why is the chart going down? It's like, fam, the rest of the market is being obliterated. Forget that the chart's going, the chart's holding. That's what's powerful. We're still active. That's what's powerful. We're pulling up to streams. We're on X's. We're on this. We're on that. We're making things happen. And that right there, to me, speaks volume of the community. That's why I've been telling people, you might want to get a bag of this, because the minute the markets turn around and a little bit of that euphoria comes back into the market, it's programmed. I mean, if it could hold like this when the market sucks, of course it's going to go back and break all-time highs when the markets get euphoric. It's easy math. This is degen math. It's the math is mathing, fam. All right. So super bullish on you guys, and been bullish on you guys before the breakout. When I first seen you guys doing this dance over here, I was like, hey, this thing hit 10 million. You guys might want to pay attention to this. And bam, here it goes. Because when things hit that $10 million market cap, they have a mind of its own. Yi from now on is programmed. Yeah, I just seen the alpha, bro. I covered that as well. Like, you guys being listed on KuCoin, massive amount of exposure. And bro, even KuCoin is not seeing the volume that they want. I'm just going to be a buck with you. Keep it a buck with you, 100%. That even KuCoin and the exchanges are they're feeling it as well, right? That's why we had all these things. But imagine like a popular exchange, especially KuCoin. That's a nice one. The minute the markets come back and we get this thing popping, and on KuCoin's freaking dashboard is trending, they're gonna flood this thing. They're gonna come into this thing hard, and you might have this easy breakout right here. So shout out to the Yi community. OKX soft shelled in crossword puzzle before the year. Okay. And you know what? That's what we have to do as a community, is make it irresistible, where people see the success, where, it's in OKX's best interest to want a community like this, because obviously it's solid and it has a great foundation. So crazy bullish on you guys, man. I've been bullish on you guys before all of this. That's the thing. I find these plays before they start turning into these plays. Like, and no dev hit me up. No community hit me up. It wasn't like somebody was like, hey, can you talk about Yi for us? No, I saw something and I liked it. And I saw the way that this thing was trading and holding all together. I was like, I think that there's a play here. Sure enough, we come back and check a couple days later after this had happened, and this thing pumped up super hard. Elon is posting dinosaurs the day after Christmas. Santa on the dino. Yeah, then it's programmed, It's just program. It's an Elon play as well. Like, I didn't even notice that. I was busy with some other stuff, but I didn't even know that, bro. I appreciate the info. And Yi Token, I'm doing a super stream on Friday where a lot of projects get to come up. If you guys are interested, whether it's the dev or a community member that wants to come up and speak on the behalf of Yi Token, we usually have anywhere from 500 to 1,000 people on these super streams on Friday. Let me know. I've actually been working on securing a like pretty big partnership to make these super streams even a lot bigger and gain a lot more attention. So if you guys want to be a part of that, definitely send me a DM and tap into my contacts and my resources, and have a lot of fun together where we can get more exposure. Hey, what's up, Stevie? Voted, baby. I see you voted. I got to share this because that's just bam, covered the whole screen. Talk about getting somebody's attention. Shout out to the Vote family. Still here, still grinding, still doing their thing. Appreciate you pulling up. You want me to check out Vote, man? Let's check out Vote for you guys. Let me see what Vote's got going on. If you guys got some more plays, we're kind of in the freestyle part of the show. I'm willing to check out anything you guys got, man. I'm here for all the communities. I'm doing it like it's trading view, just typing it in. Let's go to Volt. We got this bad boy right here. This one has the liquidity. Let me see. This one right here. Man, going on close to 3 years, man. Going close on 3 years. So, Volted, baby. Let's go. I'm going to get with the team about this, brother. Yeah, I would love to speak about the project on your stream. Yeah, bro, it's a fire stream. Bro, it's so bullish, man. And this is the best way for us to make sure that we break out of our echo chamber, that we're cross-pollinating. So I bring on a bunch of projects. We get up to like, like I said, one of the streams had like close to 2,000 views. Sometimes when the markets are down, people don't even, they're touching grass, right? So the certain amount of views sometimes that you get on a post or even a stream, it's all like sometimes running off like how the overall market feels, to be honest with you guys. So we're still going to do our dance on Fridays, and sometimes they're explosive, and sometimes but we're going to do it no matter what, whether it's a lot of people or a little bit of people. But they usually average from 500 to 1,000 people pulling up to the stream, and a lot of different projects pulling up, where it's an easy way to show your projects and where other communities could get exposure, right? Because if you stay in the TG only talking to the people in TG, they already know about Yi, or everybody in the TG already knows about Volt, right? So it's like we get stuck in this echo chamber where we get that group thinking. It's like, how can we get other people to join our group? And this is why I found, like, exposing yourself to other projects, not getting stuck on Easter Island. Like, one of my biggest fears is because I've been in crypto since 2017. I've been a YouTuber since 2021. One of my biggest things in 2021, the last bull run and going into the bear market, everybody was stuck up. Like the last bull run, boy, their nose was way up in the air. The nose was way up in the air as far as being stuck up with people and like not trying to collaborate or not trying to be in other people's spaces. Like, spaces were not like how they are now, where everybody's kind of together, and it's because people learn from that mistake, where it's like, you'll end up like Easter Island. You'll end up like a temple in the jungle. People will find your temple, 2,000 years later and be like, man, what happened to these people? Who built this stuff? And it was all because, anybody who came into town, you guys sacrificed them or something like that, right? Any boat that landed there is like, they got locked up. Yep. They were on that high horse, bro. Were they on there? They were so up there on that high horse. I was waiting. And you know what? The bear market made them all come down. And I was a part of some of these biggest projects, Feg Token went into $1 billion market cap. Shinobi went into $1 billion market cap. There was, the Safe Moons, of course, and all that stuff. And, Saitamas and all these crazy plays. Like, look at the tribalistic mindsets of all those plays. Where are they at now? Like, Feg Token is still here. But you look at a lot of the other plays, they're not here. Vote Inu is one of the projects that is still here. And shout out to Vote, because they do host like collaborative spaces, which is super powerful. And I think that the community also identify that, that's something that you also want to be paying attention to, right? So Vote Inu wishes you a happy lunar year. Oh my God. Okay. Man, I like the red envelope. Let's go, man. And I love the moon, man. I honestly, that I stay up late sometimes just to watch that thing. It's amazing, man. I'll stay outside, and the moonlight is romantic, man. I'm a sucker for a moonlight night, right? Oh my God. You wanna sweep me off my feet? Let's do a moonlit dinner. Oh my God. Hello, Saphir, moonlit. Shout out to you guys. Like I said, you see right here, cross-pollination with baby Doge, right? You want to cross-pollinate. If you're not cross-pollinating, you will end up like Eastern Island. You will end up like Stonehenge, where people are like, I don't know. I have no idea what the heck they're doing here. It's very nice. We get it. It looks really cool. All these statues and stones and stuff like that. Well, we have no idea who built it. We have no idea who was because, anybody who showed up was like, no, we got our own thing going on. We got our own thing going on. And I'm not into that, man. I'm not into that. And that's why these streams are a little bit different. One, to protect all the projects, but also to protect like what I've seen was a problem. Like, if you keep repeating that stuff, that's the issue. The issue is you continuously repeating those mistakes, and we don't want to do that. So shout out to Stevie Crypto. Appreciate you pulling up. And it's the communities that bring attention to all these other plays, right? It's you guys reposting the streams. I'm doing it for you guys. Is there somebody out there shilling Vote right now? Is there somebody out there shilling Yi token right now, your Clash or whatever? Like, there's a reason why I want us all to be together, because this is what's going to get us through market manipulation when the markets are crashing, through somebody hears one piece of news or liquidations. Like, we have to stick together, fam. Like, if you're voting, you vote, right? If XPX is doing off-ramp solutions, then we do off-ramp solutions. If Yi token's doing Yi, if Clash is doing Clash picks, I don't have no intentions in doing Clash picks. So what does it matter that if I'm, around Clash picks and doing stuff like that? But people get so like, I don't know what it is. Like, don't bring it up. It's like, why? What does that have to do with me? What is that going to change my day? That doesn't the success of somebody else does not determine whether or not I make it. Like whether or not somebody else wins, that I'm not hung up on that. Like shout out to you if you won. I'm coming up next then, or I'm there right now. Like I want people to win. There's not like a cap on success. I think people feel like once everybody goes up to the desk of success, and once it's your turn to go up there, you're gonna feel like it's all out. Like no, there's no cap. There's no ceiling on success. Like anybody who makes it to the desk and you pull a ticket, you get to go. Right? It doesn't matter if you're black, white, Puerto Rican, Chinese, whatever Asian you are, whatever it might be. You could be whoever you are, meme coin, utility play, RWA, blue chip, whatever it might be. That's just the case. That's just what it is, right? So shout out to the Vote Army, 4 years strong, 4 years strong building, fam. Whoa. Sitting right now at a discount of $3.1 million market cap, fam. Oof. Let's see what else we got into space. We'll try to find some more trending tickers. If you guys got some, like I said, this is the kind of free start part of the show, and we're just having a little bit of fun. Let me see what else I can find here. Shout out to the Kulo token as well. This one's been grinding nonstop on Sui. Probably one of the hardest chains to grind on right here. But I know that they are working on a lot of stuff. Like they have an active dev team. They are working. And when, sometimes it sucks because you can do what you got to do, but then you got Sui, doing what Sui has been doing to the whole space. This is a massive pullback, fam. We're talking all-time high over here of $5 down to 93 cents. It's like you're built on the Sui chain. You're going to feel that. You're going to feel that. So, as a matter of fact, hold on a second. Let me go to Sui over here on the TA real quick. I'm watching this hour chart for the next, if Bitcoin's ready. But, again, this is not there. Let's go to Sui really quick. Oops. That's Suo. Let's go to Sui. Let's go to crypto. I like it on perpetuals where all that volume is at. All the degens are hanging out. And you can see, like, you go to daily chart. We'll turn off some indicators. Just clean up the chart just a little bit for everybody. We're a long way from $5.34. And you could be doing everything right. You could be building and stuff, but sometimes your native token is pulling you back. And that's why, like, for Yi, even for Volt or like XPX on BNB, like, when these markets pump back up and you're still grinding, like, let the chart be the chart, because when these things turn back around, it's just going to be a lot easier for projects to make those moves, right? So Sui right now on a discount at 92 cents. It's crazy, man. I honestly, being transparent with you guys, I made a good amount of money on Sui. I exited the meme coins around 450. I did some DCA somewhere up in here. It pumped up and made me think, hey, that's really nice. But we are down bad on Sui. We just got to hold Sui till one day Sui does what Sui's supposed to do. Maybe Sui does a surprise, but we got a sweet wallet that just has Sui in there, and it's just down bad. I should have sold it, shoulda, coulda, woulda, but I don't even like to do that. That's why you only put in what you're willing to lose, because now I just ignore that wallet. I don't even got to log into it. We're just going to leave that alone. It was over 10 racks. That thing is down. That thing is down, fam. Right? And we're just going to leave it be down. But when Sui comes back to life and we actually see some things on some higher time frames, we could be ready for some of this. But look at this October 10th wipeout all the way down to right here. And then, even though I came back up, we came right back to visit that price. Look at that. Time and price came right back to these sections. Kind of wild, fam. Kind of wild to think about. But Sui still struggling and putting, some pressure on some of the projects that are built on Sui. All it's going to take is for Sui to turn back around and one of these Sui plays to actually get some of that attention, right? Sui was hot at one point, and it's like there were Sui meme coins, there were Sui spaces, there was Sui this, there was Sui that. We haven't seen that much, right? There hasn't been that much of Sui actually happening on a regular basis, right? So, this is, we're smart investors or people that are interested in getting things at a discount could potentially look at a play like this. I'm going to share you guys this link right here and share you guys the contract address as well. If you guys are interested in Sui, testing out, what they got. They also got their meme generator live right now where you guys can go check that out. Let's click on that right now. You guys can go check that out. Check out the meme generator. Also, if you're a project that's looking for some ad space, you guys can add some banner ads on here. So just contact the main account for Kulo, and maybe you're looking for some more exposure on these banner ads, right? I'm gonna actually, if XPX is still in the house, I'm gonna give you guys a little bit of cool alpha. Um, no, I don't. Do you got anything for me? I'll check it out, Jason. Like, if you got something for me, I haven't been on that chain, fam. Have not been on that chain. If you got something for me, let me know, man. I'm down to look it up. I got some coffee in me, and I got, I don't know, from 7 to like 10:30, or I don't know. We're still tapping into a little bit of the delirious mode that's working out really good. So, we got 230 people listening. So if you guys got something that you guys want me to check out and something that you think deserves some of that exposure, let me know. Right? I'm bringing you guys the plays, but you guys also got to bring me some of the plays as well. Some of the best plays that I found was because of this amazing, great community. This channel is yours. This channel belongs to you guys. It's not my channel. This is a channel where we all, we figure things out together. We grind together to shine together. I really mean that. And we're not going to be right on all of them, but I mean, a lot of plays we have found out that were really good. Let me share this deck screener contract address with you guys. And if you guys are interested on Sui plays, here you guys go right here. I don't even know where I would check Monad plays. Let me see. Is it on here? Is it on here? I think I got some venom from the testnet because I was doing testnet during the era before I launched. Later, fam. Later, fam. Thank you, family. Thank you. Appreciate you. You have a fantastic day. No, I don't see that monad on here. Oh, here it goes. Let's see. Ooh. Ooh. Let's go to some of these right away. Let's see. I'm not gonna go to volume. Let's go to we got some market cap plays. Okay, we got Chog right here. Okay, we're finding a new chain. I mean, we're doing new things here. 800 and this thing, man, it went all the way up here though. So there's some movement on here. This thing's kind of done a little bit, but let's go through their top 10 lists and see what we can find on here. This consolidation right here. Let me just even check their community engagement, like what's going on with this kind of stuff. Chog NFT looks pretty cool, like a little Sonic guy or something. Cute little meme guy. I haven't seen him before. Bump it. All right, when was the last post? So they're still active on this February 14th, the 16th, 2 days ago, yesterday, 7 hours ago. Pretty cool. So 7 hours, they're still active. Even this play is still active. So, we're learning something new every day. Let's check out some of the other ones on here and see if we find something that's moving. Ooh, this is new. So it looks like a really, I don't know much about this chain, but looking like an NFT where the NFT people are hanging out over here. Do you have a play that you want me to check out? TCG Arena. 6 hours ago. Test your strategy, build your deck, learn the meta. This is your training ground before the real battles begin. Coming soon. Play versus friend, ranked mode, leaderboard, climb. Soon, you won't just play for fun. You compete, you'll climb, you'll earn. Every match sharpens your deck. Every win pushes you closer to the top. And we're seeing a lot of this collectible stuff come into the space right now. Maybe it might be soon for like the NFT market to kind of start to pick up because, you got Logan Paul, you got the Kabuto, you got the Kabut Tops, you got all this kind of stuff happening right now. It doesn't always need to make sense. It just needs to make money, right? And we're seeing a lot of these things kind of start to come to life. So we're building this for the grinders, for the strategists, for ones who want to dominate the leaderboard. Get ready. Arena is only getting started. So maybe we tap into some of these communities and get some of these people to come up also for the super stream. I'll be making some links for you guys later on so you guys can talk to your leaders, to your team leaders, to your, devs, whatever it might be, to bring some people up. If you guys got some NFT projects that want to get some exposure, let me know. But, this is kind of what I want for like that Kulo play. It's like when you see like the top 10 list, and it's not that hard to compete kind of on these quieter chains. And there's still volume over here. Let's not discount. This is $1 million in volume. You got 172. It's not crazy volume through all the plays, but if you're the only green candle sticking out over here, this is giving me early Sui vibes too. Before all that stuff popped off, because they're like, if you go to the Sui chain right now, there wasn't that many like meme coins on there or cool things on there, right? This one's called Motion. Let's see. Let's zoom out. It's kind of down right now. Let's go to the X account. This is why I love this chat, man. Honestly. Because this is how we find stuff out. Motion. Everything moves. Motion is the velocity layer on top of the internet, a symbol for people who don't sit still, builders, traders, editors, outsize energy. Motion isn't a company, a product, or a token you buy for future utility. It's a signal for those already moving. It's a symbol for an action that's already been taken. Ooh, talk that talk. A trade that's been made, a chain that's already in progress. It doesn't ask for permission. It just is. Ooh, talk that talk. Not a promise, a state. What? Talk that talk. All Sui meme coin devs left to, it seems like it. Jason, I mean, it's giving me those type of vibes. This right here is that talk right here. I mean, that I walk like this, honestly. This is that talk that I walk right here. It's like I'm not waiting later on to do stuff. I'm talking about doing it right now. I'm a man of action. I want to make things happen. That's why we got so much utility from XPX, from the project I launched. Is just why are we waiting for permission? What do we need to do? All you got to do is pay your toll in the real world. If you're waiting for a license or whatever it is, all you got to do is pay the man and you get to go. That's all it is. That's all it takes. Pay the toll and you get to go. Pay the toll and you get to go. Sheesh. Man, that got me. That was nice. February 15, Motion. Big motion or no motion. Oh man, this is nice. And obviously I'm a sucker for purple for XPX. This is, purple is nice. So shout out to them. This is Dev. Okay, Dev. We'll like some of their stuff. And like I said, if you guys know some of these Monad play devs, Super Stream is gonna be fire. It'd be awesome to bring some new people up and talk about what we got going on. I'm actually going to be creating another group. If XPX is still in here, I'll give you guys a bit of alpha. Like I said, we've been talking to Cappy today. There's some pretty cool things going on. I can't say exactly because we still got another meeting to go through, but there will be some exposure for XPX over here, but actually some really cool things for projects as well. And when you see something like this, a platform that's showing everybody, all these projects and these projects are listing, we're actually gaining exposure to all these people. So shout out to Cappy today. Go give them a look as well. There's going to be some cool things coming over here. And I'm going to keep those cards really close. But like I said, we got some really cool partnership stuff going on. And if the ink dries on this stuff, this is what I work for. This is why I do what I do, right? This is why we do what we do. And shout out to another platform as well that's pretty bullish, kind of similar vibes as far as being able to vote for your token, but also finding some great resources, not just listing your token on here. Shout out to the Kendu fam, but also being able to, have some resources for what you guys got going on. There's a lot of cool plays being voted on here, but they got a lot of like services that I'm actually really bullish on. That if you guys need help, whether it's getting listed on CMC, whether it's getting your CoinGecko set up, listing services, you have all these marketing services and listings. So you have a really cool set of tools right here from MoonTube as well. Shout out to them as well. Give them a big shout out. But okay, Monad. I mean, Monad, you honestly got my attention. Let's go to the next one. Because I remember when Sui had a plethora of memes on the top, and now there's none, right? So, that's what moves the market, honestly. We're going to check this Emonad. Do we got any emos in the chat? Any emos in the chat, man? Anybody hitting the vape? It did go up to $1 million market cap. Like I said, there's some action over here. This to me shows potential. because the meme coins are existing over here. There's something going on. Let's go to the X account, see how active they are. Emo bag worker 1500 plus. TradeFi trader 7%. Sounds about right. Let's go. Ooh, talk that talk. Okay. It's looking, and people could probably use this. I could see people putting this hair on and stuff. This would be funny. If they got the rest of the community to post pictures like this, everybody's wearing this hair. That's a pretty funny meme, honestly. Even if I saw myself with this, this full of hair, and that'd be pretty funny, actually. Right, pictures like this, and everybody in the chat has this stuff that pictures like that. That could be pretty funny if it was like getting everybody's attention. So you got the emo people here pulling up. And yeah, this is what it's all about. This is why I'm not. You see, some people, they don't want to hear about another chain. They don't want no part of it. They don't want nothing to do with it. But I just want to keep learning, man. I just want to keep learning. That's it. I'm just trying to absorb as much information as I can from this space, and then we'll make something of it later on. Let me look at a couple of other ones, because man, is there a sender on here? Chain MMO. Let's see volume. Level up. And be safe. I see a lot of these liquidities are not locked, and we don't know too much about it. But it's Monad and with the pancake swap as well. Okay. So LV, level up, which is catchy because everybody loves LV, right? Louis Vuitton. So it's going to make people see that. But this looks clean. Happy lunar year, everybody. Okay, man. This has been a post I see everybody's doing. Nice. Clash had one like this. So it's getting trending. This is a cool logo. This like level up logo with this, like, it looks really refined, actually. Like, I like this. Very simple. Pretty good. Pretty good. I like the green too. It's looking really good. Building on Monad. LP, free perps decks, unlimited. Okay, so it's a trading deck for those who like to trade. I don't really go too deep into them because a lot of times, we go and do a crazy deep dive and then they're not even here next week. But let's go look for another one. Where projects launch on Monad. Okay, Launchpad. That just kind of fell apart, like I said. Let me see. Okay, so you got your pump fun of Monad right here. So there's got to be this. I mean, this is very similar. Very similar. You got staking, you got liquidity, meme coins. Okay. Launchpads is a meta. Like, honestly, it's a meta. All you have to do is have plenty of degen activity on it, and it'll pop off. That's what made Pump Fun so good, is that everything, everybody was making money on it. If you got a launch pad and it's hard for people to make money on it, it's going to go a little bit slower. But if everything's just sending and somehow just pumps up hard, I mean, you don't got to twist nobody's hand behind their back to get them to launch on your platform. They'll just do it. Let's clean this up a little bit. If you guys got anything else, maybe you guys got some more alpha. I feel like that Monad was the alpha today. There's probably something there. There's probably something there. Can't say that one. All low cap plays, and this is probably something that you can't even like overstay your welcome with. And you probably got to be very safe with this stuff. I think this motion one's a good one to keep an eye on, even though the chart obviously is not perfect, but they got the right type of attitude, that's for sure. Motion. You got that motion, fam. All right, let's check on the Bitcoin's price. Is it still slipping a little bit? Most likely, right? We know that. Let's go to Bitcoin's price. You guys are seeing how this stuff is valid still. Prices are still being tested. Our chart still looking valid to the downside. 4-hour sell signal that we got still extremely valid. And I would be eyeing possibly, price to, if it breaks past this right here, it'll probably come back down here and test, $59,000, $60,000 BTC. This doesn't, this is, if you're shorting it, it looks good. If you're not shorting it and you're trying to long the market, obviously this could be a little bit irritating for somebody, but maybe it fills these gaps and comes right down to this lower value range. We've seen that, we've been here before. So would not be a stretch to think that it would come down to this section, right? This, close to 60K BTC. Pretty insane, right? Overall crypto market being tested, 2.29 trillion. If this thing can get back over 2.50, that would be nice. If it got back over 3 trillion, the races are almost back on. Right now, where it's the struggle moment, right? We're in the moment where it's like, golly, when is it gonna, when is this gonna come back? But I mean, this doesn't even look bad when you look at it like this. Kind of coming back to where we visited before. We could see how we can go a little bit lower. If we went down to 2 trillion, that would be like a kick in between the legs. But yeah. Fear index, scary as heck. Bitcoin season, no altcoin season. Some say no altcoin season, but a lot of them hit all-time high. I think just people missed it, right? You saw XRP fly, you saw Solana fly, you saw BNB hit all-time highs. There was a lot of all-time highs. It wasn't a perfect I don't know if that's not good or not, but I mean, almost everything shot up. I just think that, now we're kind of more on things looking more like selling side of things, bear market-ish stuff, right? China sets rules to tokenize real world assets. That's what it's all about, man. You got to keep building. 13 months selling streak won't break. Sheesh. Tell me about it. Okay. Biggest outflow since 2022. Some people are saying it's going to go a lot lower. We'll see, man. We're just tracking price. As if it breaks this, then we'll find out where it goes next. I'm not trying to look 3 weeks down the road. I don't know what's going to happen next week. I don't even know what I'm doing tomorrow, right? I don't know what the prices are doing tomorrow. I don't want to know. I'm here today. Tomorrow is tomorrow. We'll take care of tomorrow. But as of right now, the markets are being tested. And if you're shorting it, like I said, you're still doing pretty good. If you guys really enjoyed the stream, if you guys are really rocking with me, if you guys can, I really appreciate if you guys can give me a follow over here. We got some really cool things coming for the project I launched. Like I said, I secured some domains for some of the tools that we have launched from XPX. It's going to be extremely bullish, fam, for the space. I think this is a good time for us to build, and that's exactly what I've been doing. Whether it's XPX, the project, whether it's, Rico Money Bags, the brand for you guys to get exposure on everything. You guys don't miss out, man. Just tap in with me, lock in with me, and you guys will see that, I'll show your project. We'll talk about my project. We'll make money on charts, and we'll make sure that we stay afloat in this space, and we'll stay tapped in together. And all that's going to happen if you guys can come over here and engage with this right here. And like I said, some devs have hit me up that there's some launches coming up very, very soon. So make sure that you guys stay tapped in, because I'll be posting it here. I'll also be posting it in the Moneybags Mansion, the CA. So make sure you guys are ready for that, because some people have been saying it's going to be a sender. I know they got some tools already ready, so that's going to be pretty bullish. And this is the market that we live in. All the fresh launches, are going to be the things that kind of send right now. Everything else is in the building process, and just letting the charts kind of come back to us. So I really, really do appreciate all you guys pulling up. If you guys want to try out some non-KYC gift cards and non-KYC MasterCards with 10K limit, go to xpxpay.com. Go to our website, hit crypto bill pay right here. Do not miss out on this stuff, and use this utility, man. Sign up, use this utility. Here, I'm gonna post this right here. Come over here, make a business account or make an individual account for yourself, to be able to off ramp and use all these tools, fam. They're right there for you to use at really, really great prices, man. Absolutely free to sign up. And real world purchasing power. That's what you're going to need. That's what I use, man. If you're financially free, but you're not free to spend your finances, you got to make it make sense for me. And X Pays X is making it make sense for everybody, not just the investors of XPX, the token, but XPX, the company, is making it make sense for the whole crypto space. Okay, come over here, sign up, man. We'll pull up tomorrow. And like I said, get ready for the super stream. It's going to be very, very bullish. I'm working on some really cool things. Not going to give too much away because they're, like I said, the meeting the other day for XPX went really good. Partnership pretty much secure. I want the ink to dry completely. And like that, I can go over the details of what's going to be going on with the exposure that we're going to be getting and some of the things that that we're going to be getting exposed to. It's really bullish because I'm sure our user base is going to go up right away. And I've been getting a lot of DMs of people asking things from us, and we're just going to hand these things over. So if you're a business or an individual that wants to use some of these types of utility, create an account, send me a DM, let me know how I can help you, make it in this crypto space, and we'll figure it out together. Thank you guys so much for pulling up. Really great stream. Thank you, Saphir. Man, you're a real one, broski. The whole XPX community holding it down for us. Staying bullish when the rest of the markets are testing everybody, understanding that this is right now a builder's market, and that's exactly what we're doing. You guys are absolutely awesome. For those that are new, I'm gonna shake the cup. Go ahead and make sure you guys subscribe to the channel or give me a follow on X and hit the bell notification. So like that, when I go live, you guys are not missing out on these things. I know there's been some glitches on X where it's not alerting everybody, but if you're followed up and you got that bell notification, you're checking on my page, man, it's here for you guys. So just tap in. We're going live almost every single day, not every single day, because otherwise, we'll be repeating too much of the same with the markets are just consolidating nonstop, right? But send me some DMs. Let me know of the new launches. You guys are going to find out. Like, comment, and subscribe. And if you guys can't do that, continue to come back and experience the abundance of money with me. Until next time, you guys know what it is. Thank you guys so much. Much love.
So your bag's backed up against the wall, and the bandwagon's falling right off. And you're hearing all the talk about maybe you should think about what you're gonna do if it don't work out. It ain't about if it makes sense, 'cause if the boot do, it don't fit. As far as I can see, there ain't no